Futures little change this morning, coming off another record high close on Monday for all three U.S. markets. We're back in positive territory ever so slightly here, depending on how you look at it. But another good day to kick off the month of November on Monday. We were back to, as I said, record highs for the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ. 94 points to the upside for the Dow. When all was said and done, it wasn't a huge move for the S&P, about 0.2. 0.6 for the NASDAQ. Tech stocks continue to lead the way on this never-ending march higher, it seems. There were 8 out of 11 S&P 500 sectors in positive territory at the end of the day yesterday, and it continues to be better than expected. Earnings results that's driving this rally. We got a few more today. Pfizer out this morning. Under Armour with a great report. Lift to come as well. Aftermarket tonight for LYFT. Tesla shares down sharply here in the pre-market. Elon tweeting up a storm last night about a recall, and also that, no contract signed yet from Hertz. So that's what took them over $1 trillion market cap last week. So we'll see what happens today. It's Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. As I said, pretty mixed board right now. We are positive for the Dow and the S&P. The NASDAQ slightly lower at this point to kick things off. The TSX futures here in Toronto basically flat. Brazil's open, trading up nicely. In fact, 1.1% there. You can see Bitcoin and Ethereum back in positive territory. I noticed some of those crypto-related stocks moving around higher here in the pre-market as well. Going to be an interesting day here. We had record highs, guys, right across the board. Good morning. Yesterday, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ all back in positive territory to kick off November. Here we are, kind of flat, but a little bit of underlying positivity, I guess. Yeah,
there's some good, some bad. If you're looking at Chegg, then that's probably highlighting that today. It's not pretty, obviously, and we'll talk about Black Rifle. This is a SPAC, SPEA, but Black Rifle. Merger with a SPAC here, up 25%. Black Rifle Coffee. We were just talking about this because we believe, and I don't remember the exact percentage, but they donate some of their profits to veterans. I think from every single sale, which is pretty cool. Someone let me know what the percentage is because I've seen them on Rogan before. But anyways, lots happening. I just saw Plug break through a 42 level on low volume, so I didn't really take the breakout. But that stock is looking ridiculously strong as usual. I mean, the market's slightly down, but I mean, I don't know. After a close like yesterday, it's closer to flat. The Tesla gap down, you're going to see that happen. And obviously the Hertz thing, probably not as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be. The recall, of course, might be actually the bigger news of the two items. But we'll see how that all definitely plays out. There's a few earnings to get to. Pfizer, which I think you mentioned already there, Brendan, and wow, Under Armour. Big beat for them.
Yeah, great to see Under Armour moving around, and they're on the sticky note today as well. I think it's going to be all about EV space there. I'm not worried about this Tesla. I think you got to buy any of these dips. We'll talk about that when we get there. But Fisker, Tesla, Ford. I mean, Ford rocking and rolling again, up 1.3%, broke through 18. I mean, this was sort of the price target that we had for Ford, between 18 and 20. Like, unbelievable. They beat, they come out, that $1.80, we slapped a 10 up multiple on them, gives them 18, and today you're up to 18.20. So big time here for Ford. We're super happy. Let's get this show started.
Lots of automotive-related positivity. We learned yesterday late in the day, Rivian coming next week. Huge market cap, but the IPO to come, we'll see at some point next week. Before we go any further here, let's get over and say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning, team. Thank you for joining us today. I wish you a great, profitable day. Please enjoy the show and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed, guys, get it started here. We have lots to get through before we get to the open coming up. Under an hour to go. I'm not sure, guys, I would want to be on the other side of the negotiation tables with this guy. When he has the reach and the power that he does to just jump on Twitter and say, come on, Hertz, sign this deal already. Apparently no contract for this 100,000 order that we learned about last week that, of course, took the company over $1 trillion market cap for the first time.
Yeah, and it actually makes some sense because at the end of the day, like as Elon even pointed out in a series of tweets, I think recently, they don't have any kind of issues when it comes to demand. It's not like people aren't looking to buy Teslas. I mean, at this point of the game, it's about ramping supply and being able to get that out to customers. So would it make a heck of a lot of sense when typically selling to I guess the rental names is not necessarily a positive because they're getting discounts, and he even explicitly said that Hertz wouldn't be getting a discount in this case. So if they would be selling at the same price to Hertz as they would to the consumer, and right now it's more about ramping up demand, then yeah, it kind of makes sense. And that's why it might not be that big of a story, and the recall might be. Now, obviously, any stock that makes a run like this, and you guys can all see the daily chart, right? The fact that it would gap down after a couple of negative headlines overnight when it puts in a move like this, that would just be normal. Like there would be something seriously like weird about this if we're sitting up like 2 or 3% in the pre-market on I was gonna say light volume, but it's done over 1 million shares, so that's Tesla for it. But most of it's dark pools. But again, it's just a healthy pullback. I kind of was looking at 1140 area, and now once again, it's like, was that going to get too far away from me there? But either way, I don't think this is just that as big of a story as it's going to be made out to be. A lot of times when you have a stock doing this and you have all the call buying and the gamma squeezes, that something like that Hertz headline is more of a catalyst than the big fundamental change that I think everyone made it out to be.
Yeah, look, I mean, yesterday you couldn't find yourself into Tesla, right? I mean, look at this move at the end of the day. Look at this move in the middle of the day. We took a nice $7 here early and felt pretty cool about it. And then it ripped up, I don't know how much, 80? Yeah, so we were looking at 1120, ripped all the way up to 1205, 1215, 1220. So anyways, you come back down here. I don't think, we talked about this, and I see some people talking on the chat there. Honestly, I mean, yeah, there is going to be maybe there's a fraud thing. We can talk about this all we want, but honestly, Hertz can't get that order filled anywhere else. So, I mean, they're trying to buy Model 3s. It's a very, very affordable electric car that takes very obviously little to no maintenance, things like that. So, I mean, I think the deal winds up happening, and I'm excited to go long on Tesla. I just got to find out where. I think we let the market settle down. I pinged out on the sticky note about 1170. That's this area right here that we kind of consolidated in between yesterday, 62 and 70. So we consolidated a little bit before jumping up. The same thing happened in the middle of the day yesterday. We sort of barcoded for no reason here at 1175. So I think if we get a break of 1170, we probably test this, well, not probably. I mean, we should test 1180 in this area, and then if they really like it, then why not continue to the upside? So I don't think this story is big enough, Brendan, that it should be down 4%. It's $1 trillion and what, $1.2 trillion or something now market cap on this name. So I don't know. Down 4% seems like way too much for this. If we liked it yesterday at 1200, I think you got to like it today at 1160.
Yeah, there was that recall as well. It's 11,000 vehicles, or almost 12,000, I guess, vehicles for, and I quote, unexpected activation of the automatic emergency braking system. I don't think we would want that just randomly appearing or coming on when you're driving down the highway in a Tesla. But it's not a big one. It's only, as I said, 12,000 cars. So US-based cars. Corsair, guys, there's a number of earnings names today. A lot of people were talking about this one early on today, a little bit late yesterday as well. Trader Prad was talking about this one to come. And here we go. A little bit lower this morning. Not a lot of volume here, but they cut their annual forecast for CRSR, a one-time meme stock, of course.
Yeah, that's what I was going to look up. I was going to look up actually what the shortable interest on it was, because I remember when we were trading this before, the shortable interest caught this a couple of days here. So into obviously back into here when we had this monster move up. It was a recent IPO, and then it jumped up. I think it must have been this day here, 31, 32 up to 38, got all the way to 42 before falling back down. And now you're just at this level that if you like the report, I mean, Corsair down here at 24.50. I mean, I don't know. You mentioned, Brendan, I don't really know the report too much today. I looked at the action and didn't see much in here. You only have 53,000 shares, so I'm not too familiar with it, but you are right now at, if not close enough to, where did it IPO? Came out down here, I guess, 14, 15, but you're pretty low right now. You're into this trouble area of 22, 23. So without knowing too much on the report, I don't love this name today, down 1.17% and just not on my radar because there's no volume.
That's sort of the thing. Not a lot of volume. I know it's on Trader Prad's radar for sure, because I think he was trash talk is probably not the word, but I don't think he was speaking too positively about Corsair here. And again, if it gets back up to some of these, just on the 15-minute here, gets back up to some of these highs like 25.5, something like that in front of 25.75, it feels like it can be faded because these are pretty strong tops there. It's finally loading up there. It feels like it can be faded 25.75, 25.50, somewhere in that range. The fact that it dips and comes all the way back, it would mean more if it was better volume. Just to note, because I see a lot of people talking about it in the chat, Dell didn't get cut in half. They just closed the VMware spinoff. So VMware, a new company, and that deal is now final as of today. So Dell shares, you will see, with that now separated from their business, are now trading a lot lower. So Dell did not get absolutely crushed like Chegg did. It's just the VMware spinoff.
Yeah, another one not doing a heck of a lot of volume this morning, either VMware or Dell. Fisker, guys, let's, speaking of electric vehicles, new deal here for Fisker on the list this morning, but worth a mention early on here. They've secured now a long-term battery capacity deal with this CATL for the Fisker Ocean. They also said that production and manufacturing is still on track for first deliveries of the Ocean to come in November of next year. So about 12 months away.
Yeah, I mean, looks like, I mean, that's what I was going to say. I tweeted that out about 2022. You know, they should be on track, and that's the thing that sparked Lucid. And thank you. Yesterday, I got the tweets about the car dealership. That was cool that you were there, hopefully picking up a car there by Lucid. What's it? The Dream, I think, is Lucid's car. Anyways, Fisker Ocean going to be coming through. We're waiting for the Pope Mobile to come. We've been talking about Fisker since 12, 13, 14. And, you know, I've been stamping this. You know, I stamped Ford. We all know that. That's now at 18. That hit our price target. Fisker right now is getting very, very close to hitting a price target of mine as well. $20. I mean, it's not a hard one, but up to 18 today. A nice little move on the upside. This is one of 2 or 3 electric vehicle names. I like Ford, I like Tesla, and then we like Fisker. So we pick out sort of the cheap one here on Fisker. Well, Ford is really the cheapest, but Fisker now making the move to the upside. And, you know, we need to break through 20 if we're going to do anything. On the daily chart, I did write down here that we're looking to see if we can get anything back long. It's not too much volume. Well, it's 200,000 shares, so a little bit of volume. But back in here around 17, where we held yesterday, we had a couple dips into 17, like dip into 17, hold. You know, come back, in, hold at the end. They're all higher. These are all higher lows. So that's, you know, that's the important thing there, that you can kind of draw. I mean, this one isn't, but you can kind of draw it upside. We finished near the high of the day as well on Fisker yesterday, which is nice to see. And then now today you're getting another bump up with the NASDAQ down 0.15. It's nice to see this name up as well. So look, EV space is what it's going to be in the next couple months. That's all that you're hearing. President Biden's talking about EV space. You've seen Plug Power. Neil's made some calls on that. F-Cell moving today as well. Blink Charging making moves. Fisker making moves. Tesla. I mean, everything right here is in this space. We saw Neil yesterday go up, what, $1.50, $1.80 or something almost instantly off the open. So yeah, we like Fisker. And before I go, Neil, let me just show you here, show our audience here what is going on. Ford with a buy imbalance. There's your Chegg there with a horrible sell. We'll get to that. It's on our list. Palantir there with a bid as well, and then we move down. So not much on here. There's QS. We always get questions about QS. That's at the $30. They're there as a bid as well, but there's not much on here today. AT&T, I mean, 90,000, I don't even want to talk about these. 90,000 shares is like number 7, so let's move on that. And you got an interesting name up on your board.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's in this morning is like, but why is Lucid down? Like, just remember where Lucid came from. Like, Lucid just recently broke out, like recently meaning like last week, it was breaking out 28 and then, you know, put in a 50% move, actually almost on a dime. Goodness, I love those kind of turnarounds, right? Like exactly a 50% move from the breakout point, and then you're going to get this sharp pullback. And now we're through, I guess, that like dip support level, right? So this is like 35, 40, some wicks down here, $35, and we're talking about, you know, needing to hold this 35 level. It hasn't done so. You kind of look back to some of these pullback ranges here, like 32.5, 33, and thinking that could be the next support. So sometimes it's just more about where it's come from and how big the rally has been for a bit of a pullback. And if you see any weakness at all today that continues in Tesla, like if we get that print down to like 1140 or something, I mean, Lucid to me seems like the one that'll be the easiest, sort of like hit the bid 34, and then there's about $1.50 till you get to that support level. So Yeah, I mean, I know like, Plug and FCell are both breaking out, and you're like, and Fisker is moving higher. Tesla got a bit of a rebound even here in the pre-market some, and Lucid is holding down towards these lows. It has more to do with the fact that it had just run faster and further than any of these in the last couple of days, and it might just be running out of a little bit of steam heading into today.
Still a great looking chart for Lucid. Yeah, speaking of fuel cell, guys, I noticed that this was one of the top mentioned names on a bunch of social media, trading-focused social media sites yesterday. FCell, I speak of. They also announced this. They're extending their current carbon capture deal with Exxon. That just came out there as we came on this morning. So FCell, nice move, as we were saying, up 8% here. Back about $10 for this thing.
Yeah, well, it just cracked the $10 mark this morning. And of course, I mean, it had like some resistance here. It's getting close. I put this in the chat. It's getting close to like the 200 period, like at 1060, 1065 or so. There could be a little bit of resistance. And then you throw it right back to the last time it traded above this range. It was a breakout at about this 1050 to 1060 area, getting it up to 13. So, I'd expect there to be at least a little bit of chop just when everyone's looking back at this chart. That still gives you some runway here. $10 stock, I mean, 20, 30 cents is actually not that bad. So even if it pulls back into either 10 support or 975 support, either one of those bounces still gives you a healthy return to be able to get up to that 1065 level. Pretty bullish on the momentum of this stock, obviously, at least until you get to that 200 period where it might slow down. And then out of the corner of my eye, like, if Plug, so we have 6 million in volume on fuel cell, probably a little bit more than that based on when our servers come online. And then Plug, which I think has been a great one recently, has done a fraction of that. And the only reason I didn't take the 42 break long in Plug is that it had done no volume, and then noticed that it was exactly the same time someone was pointing. I think it was Vivek was pointing out, thanks in the chat there, that fuel cell was making a break, and it's just a simply play. So they're kind of moving, a lot of these are moving together. I think if you get a sharp pullback in fuel cell, I'd watch out if you're trading Plug, because you might see that pullback as well. But I'm looking this 975 or this 10 at the open. When some people might start taking profit at 930, and that could be an opportunity to jump in here on the bid and catch part of this move. As I say all of this, Tesla just came back about $10, which
up
$10. No, it was up to like 1168, and then just came back like $10 on Tesla now.
That's
just like it doesn't even feel like a heck of a lot anymore. But
well,
yeah,
it's not.
Slight pullback. It's just not. It isn't. You're right. And yeah, I mean, it's just not that much, but it is about $10 pulling back here, about 15 from that 1140 level.
I wanted to, you made me change my charts, and I have to get them back. I want to talk about a name that I've been in that's doing absolutely nothing, and I have really no reason to be in this name anymore, and that's XL Fleet. Like, I got in this because they did have some deal with Ford there, and some of their F-150s not too long ago, and it was actually, it's not a whole bunch of money. I got it in right around here, so it's not been good. We averaged in one time, and I think my average price is about $650 or so, so we're out of the money here. We got involved, and actually it was this spike. It was this day right here. That's why my price isn't that bad. It's this day right here. We bought in the pre-market. Yeah, that's what it was, $850, and then it ripped to the upside, and then we've recently bought some more at about $650. So I think our average price is about 7 and change right here on XL Fleet, but it's near the absolute bottom, so I got to do some work, rotate some money out of this name and go into another, because this is basically at 52-week lows, and I have no idea what XL Fleet is doing. So I'm going to find out when they report, and this has been one of those dead dogs. If you have any information on XL Fleet, let me know, but this could be one that gets picked up here because it just hasn't moved. You've seen Blink. I mean, we just went over a whole bunch of names. Like, you've seen Blink Charging, which is going to be on the NASDAQ. A lot of these names have made their moves, and I don't know. And again, XL Fleet is a completely different beast. Like, once these charts load up, I can just keep talking and talking, but then XL Fleet's a different beast than Blink Charging and vice versa. But still, some of these names, actually, I guess this is pretty close to the bottom as well, but still getting off the bottom right now in the last couple of days. So that's, that's something that we're looking for here with XL Fleet. Buying Magna. Yeah, I already dumped some Magna, man. What did I keep forgetting, is it MG, Sam, or is it MGA in Toronto? There it is, it's MG. So I actually got out. Remember that one day? I got out like 99.50 or something like that on open. So I can get back in. Yeah, it's only 3% difference. And that was on that when they reported horribly. I was right in. No, See, again, I'm trying to look at the chart. And Magna did have a dump down. It was down actually last week as well. Yeah, down to 98, 97. The last couple of days, a nice little bump up here. I like Magna for the parts, guys. You can buy this. It's MGA in New York as well. So we dumped it. I think, yeah, this is the day. It was upside here, and then it opened up. And I think it was in this candle here, we got out around 99.50 on the opening print. It ticks down to about 97, makes a little base, and now going back to the upside. So it looks like that profit warning there for Magna might not be anything. So that's a great call. I actually like this, man. Get into some of the parts instead of the individual automotive companies. That was the reason. So I did chop out about 75% of my position. Maybe it's time to get back in here. This is where we've been buying anyways, right in this area. So we have to, we don't have to pay that much for it. But I do like Magna. Thanks for that, Sam.
Just seeing a headline. Might be a call right now, guys, on Under Armour. If you're watching UA or UAA, just be careful. Might be the earnings call. Big Mo looking at PayPal this morning, guys. A couple of analysts out with quarterly sales projections here. 6.2 on the quarterly, or 6.2 billion on the quarterly sales. November 8th is the date for PayPal. Not, really doing much here in the pre-market, guys. Thoughts on PayPal?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't really touch this. I mean, we did buy some more about 240, and now we're underwater on that position as well. This is going to be a longer term story, but right now you might as well wait. I mean, it's November 2nd right now. You can wait, until next Monday, play the earnings, and then see what happens. I don't think right now it's just coming to the downside, and it's coming pretty aggressively. It's not even off that Pinterest move. Like we were at 270 on Pinterest, right? Now you're at 230 all the way down here. So you're giving back $40. So like 15%. They've already come out and said no. So I think you got to wait for earnings, man, because if they're not good and something's up with PayPal, we'll have to figure out what it is. I know they were moving over to stock specific or being able to trade stock as well. They're trying to be your all-in-one shop. I wonder if Cash App and Square is sort of taking a little bit more of that market share than they think they would like, maybe. So I'm in both these names. I'm in PaySafe. I love the fintech space, and I think PayPal needs to be bought. But for me right now, well, I mean, forget about what's doing right now. Barcoding yesterday at 230. If we get a gift down there to 230 today, then I think we take it. Look at the NASDAQ. I don't know if there was something just
Tesla just
just came out?
Tesla just popped like $10.
Okay, so it might be Tesla there. The NASDAQ's starting to go back to the upside right now. We'll find out if there's more information. PayPal not moving. It just looks like the NASDAQ. Let me check out Tesla, Neil, because is that true? Yeah, 1170. So there it is. So right there.
That's all.
This starts to go up there, 1170. Oh, shoot. That was our level, man, 1170. We wanted that. We talked about it here on the sticky note today. Thank you for letting me know that I was late with it here, guys, here. There we go. Thank you. It's on here. We wanted 1170, but we didn't want it in the pre-market, right? So that was one of the things here today. So we'll have to watch PayPal PayPal. There goes Tesla. Now it's back down. See, this is why you don't want it in the pre-market, man. The spread alone right now, Neil, is $4. It just was there.
Crazy.
Now it's $3 again. So check out the spread here if you're trading Tesla. Now see 169, 172. So you got to play in between. If you don't have access to dark pools, this is going to be a very, very sticky situation. This is why we always say, guys, see there it goes now 167. When you're trading Tesla, and I know I'm going on something here, we'll go over to Brendan in a second, but when you're trading Tesla, please pay the fee. Make sure, pay a routing fee or something like that so that you make sure that you do get the best price, because a lot of the times they'll just match you which is the national best bid and offer, and there's so much trading happening in between that you could save yourself $1 or $2 sometimes just by routing your order out. So that's a little tip there, and I hope that you guys just check that little box in your app to get routed out if you're trading a name, like Tesla or anything that's this kind of a spread in it.
Speaking of spreads here, this CBEA, I'm going to call them Black Rifle. I can't. I got to call them Black Rifle. It breaks this 1250 here. I know people were talking about it in the chat, so I threw it in there. 1250 breaking. Got 53s long. It stalled out at 70, got some out. Now going to try to get some out in front of 13. This is, of course, that SPAC today. So on the run to the upside, I don't know if it's going to follow the market, but a nice little breakout. It actually held 1240 on the dip back in. Don't worry about some of these dark pool prints that start coming in. It didn't just smack down 40 or 50 cents, but SBEA continues its great rise here, hopefully on the way to $13. Brendo?
Yeah, that's a cool story. Good for them. Doing some good in the world. Alphabet and Amazon, a couple of big ones on here today. Amazon to the downside, Alphabet, Morgan Stanley giving them a price target increase. ON Semiconductor as well. Decent report from them. If you remember yesterday, they were higher. XL Energy, Zoom Info. There's Chegg. Yeah, we'll talk about Chegg. Big move down. Roku and Exxon Mobil as well.
About it, isn't there?
So, Chegg, that you're going to get a downgrade when the stock is down
Alphabet,
35% when they guide. Just ridiculously horrible is not that surprising to me, but yeah, where's your downgrade before so investors can have an idea of what's going to happen? Either way, I think you're probably going to get a few more of those coming out for Chegg, and we'll probably talk about that one a little bit more a little bit later on. There, it's just 35% to the downside. It's pretty crazy. Like, this is the gap that we're looking at, and sometimes you catch a dead cat bounce. And it was around this 43, and other times you just fall even further, and it just broke support and headed down to a 40 even. So things are actually going from bad to worse. And oh my goodness, I'm like,
not good.
I'll be happy with that SBEA, Black Rifle, whatever, man. You guys are cool. I'm just gonna say Black Rifle. And so that 1250 break, that happened quickly. I get out in front of 90 and it goes all the way through 13. The stock is still running here, so strong move here. Everyone loving the Black Rifle. And of course, it's a good story as well. So I kind of feel like it's going to have that momentum behind it.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened with DWAC there, and now you get this Black Rifle starting to go as well, so SBEA. I did notice on your list, or not on your list, but on the upgrades and downgrades, we did have Google in there. I don't know what happened to Google yesterday. It dropped about 3% yesterday, I believe. We talked about this, the cloud space got hit a little bit yesterday. So no surprise there that today now they get upgraded, right? So everyone can load up down here near the end of the day, and then now it can trade back to the high side. So if Google can drop, guys, you talk about portfolio building. We don't trade it here on the show. It's just, we could. It has nothing to do with that. It's just, I'm not familiar with trading it on a day trade, so I've never really done it. So we'll leave it alone. But I think if Google can come down here to 2,800 today, which isn't too far off, anything around this 50 period, look, we got a little bit of dips here, and then the early October buy was great, 2650 or so on the downside if you were lucky, and then a nice move right back to all-time highs again. So I believe you just keep on buying Google. I did finally get the Pixel 6 came in. I just saw Prad there, so I got the Pixel 6 now.
Oh, never mind.
So it's a nice new. I had the case on it, but I don't think I need the case. So here it is. Here's the phone. It's way bigger than the Pixel 3, which I thought it was sort of the same size. I didn't do enough research on that, but we'll see how that goes. I like the phone, but that has nothing to do with Google. I just think on a downgrade, on a move down yesterday, then an upgrade today, worth buying right now into any weakness. I think Google.
What else is moving around so far this morning in the pre-market, guys? If you haven't done so already, make sure you grab the absolutely free morning watch list. We send it out every morning for you. Before we come on at 8:30, you can use a QR code as well. I'll give you a second to grab your phone if you would like, but it's very easy. Just scan that and you can grab the list. Miss V will help you out as well in the chat if you want that link once again. Let's go to Tesla. We mentioned it early on, but we'll touch on it again. Tesla. Elon tweeting up a storm last night talking about the recall that's coming. As I said, it's only about 12,000 vehicles having some software issues. They're going to get that fixed. And then obviously the Hertz angle here as well, guys. No contract yet for those 100,000 cars.
Well, I mean, Tesla has a history of not necessarily, I guess I should say shrugging off recalls and shrugging off those types of issues. So it's not a heck of a lot of cars there ultimately at the end of the day, but it also had that huge snap up at the end of the day, which was just a pure momentum play going into that close. I think a lot of times you see something like that. I mean, there's going to be people that are ringing the register like, oh my goodness, like it just gapped back down. So there might be some people that are thinking, oh, I should ring the register because after that breakout, it's sort of coming back in here. I don't know. I don't think the momentum's gone. You just saw it spike up like a couple of times on pullbacks. You've seen it spike like $10 here in the pre-market. I think that means that there's still some bulls around. I was looking at this 1140, and it's going to be hard to tell in the 15-minute chart, so I will actually go to the 1 and just sort of, if I can pull back like this, quickly show you. Like this 1140 area, if you look at what happened in early morning, because I was short 1150, and that ended up being a good trade, and then you put in this high at 1140, and then there was a consolidation break from that 1140, and that point it really accelerated. I know it had a cluster at 1150, but the break really, that 1140 was it, and then pre-market, I think we can find some support down there. So on any dip, I'm still gonna like that price. Any notions of randomly shorting a 1200 level, I think are a bit nuts. I think the only safe way to play a short, I think, would be a false break. Like you'd need to see it take out a level where everybody's trying to go for momentum long and then have that fail. So like that's probably the safer way to play any short if anyone's even looking to do that today, which I don't even know if anybody is. But like at 1200, I think you consider something like that. Maybe something like that at 1175, I suppose, wouldn't be ridiculous because that'd be a same price, another price where people might be doing a breakout style trade. Other than that, I've been looking to be buying those dips at 1140. Didn't get 1110 yesterday. It got to 1118. So sometimes you step a few dollars in front because Tesla's going to move $10 at the blink of an eye.
And we'll say congratulations. I mean, now that we're talking about Elon, we'll go Bitcoin to the moon right here as Ethereum 4480 just takes out new highs not too long ago. It was about 2 hours ago. Hits 4480 there, new highs on Ethereum. So we're going to have to watch out for ETHE today. Obviously, the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF. You're going to look at something like, we've talked about it at SI, a BTBT. Here is Bitcoin right now as well. These are just on Coinbase Pro, so whatever account. This is a Crypto Watch charting, but Coinbase Pro numbers here, 63.6. We'll drop this down to like a 6-hour chart just to see. Yeah, so the ultimate high, obviously, we know that on Bitcoin is 67,000, but we are right now teetering at taking out this 64. So we take out this level right in here, that we probably retest highs. So I think you got to watch out for some of these names today. And of course, I just dropped it. Coinbase. We can look at Coinbase again today as it's up to, wow, holy geez, that's nice, man. Yeah, congratulations.
Let's go.
Up 2% already for Coinbase. So we really, really like this name. It's been, look at this, like the trend is your friend here to the upside. Coinbase, I've been talking, I mean, we've both been talking here about Coinbase and why we liked it. I've been a buyer of this name, not since the IPO, a few days after the IPO, then bought some bottoms there as well. But you can see Coinbase here just straight to the upside, and what a great move it's been here. So I don't know, we're getting close right now. We are basically at IPO pricing of 340, I believe, was what was this tick right there? Yeah, 344, 345, something like that. Where, oh no, well, it was a red candle, so it must have been up here. 380 Coinbase IPO. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so it must have been 380. So we're getting pretty close to these levels right here, and this is like the level of concern, man. 345. So how about that? If Bitcoin gets going today, and we can take out. Maybe even take out the high. I mean, we're not that far, man. It's 64,000. We're looking at 67,000. So maybe Coinbase takes this level out, which I like, man. 344.50. So, hey, I don't want to miss it. I'm going to put the order in right now because I know there's no chance of me getting this, hopefully, before the market opens in 28 minutes. But I don't mind this trade right here. 344.50 on Coinbase. It's not a super sexy trade because it's way up. I don't know if we hit it, and it's not like, oh my God, Sean's making this crazy call. It's not. But if we do get any love back in here to 328, 329, there is some levels there. This is a level right here too, 332 for Coinbase. So yesterday we closed at 332. We held 332 right there. We made these bottoms on some nastiness. So let's see if 332 can hold, but I do like that 345. I'm putting that order in right now, 344.50.
I mean, I was going to talk about that, or I was going to talk about how I sold some Silvergate to buy some Coinbase. So finally that's looking, I mean, it's not looking good because Silvergate's at $190. That's ridiculous, by the way. And I could maybe mention BAOS, which has got to 250. I'm sure at 95. But SBEA just cracked $14.
Yeah.
So, well, that's bit.
Hello.
Wow, right? So this is the one of the day, apparently. Congratulations. And again, like, don't get me wrong, like, I think the company's cool. I didn't think at all it was going to go $1.50 in a couple of minutes here, but the momentum's clearly behind it. I don't know if you can buy up here in the pre-market this on a move like that. I think that's a little bit crazy to be buying these prices, waiting for a dip, and then potentially, I mean, this could halt at the open. The way that it's running right now, this could certainly be one of those halt-style trades. The liquidity's been pretty good. Wow, I'm just sort of admiring the move here in Black Rifle Coffee there.
All right, let's bring in Arun here, get a check of the overall market. We'll touch on what we need to know, Arun. It is a busy week for economic data. We had a couple of important numbers yesterday. More to come later in the week. What do we need to know today?
Well, today, you know what? Given the way markets were trading yesterday, wasn't a whole lot of action. We're kind of stuck in somewhat of a range around that 4,600 mark. We went all the way down to 4,590 or 87 or something like that. Hasn't been a whole lot of movement to the downside. So there is some support sitting there around that 85.90. Obviously, the round number is 4,600. At this point, it doesn't really make much of a difference, right? So we'll keep an eye on that 45.90. To the upside, we have 46.60 or 46.20. So upside breakout trade would sit at 46.20 if you're looking for shorts, anywhere from pretty much right now 46.08 all the way up to 46.20 if there's a short side setup, I think I would go for that. On the downside, I look for longs around the 45.90 mark and use 45.70 as your stop. It's not going to be a hard stop, so I want to see how it trades below 45.70 before I either cut the trade or even go for the short side move there. So we are kind of stuck between 45.70 to the downside. That's your stop there, and then 46.20 on the upside. That's your stop there. Keep in mind, we do have the Fed tomorrow, and that's going to be the big thing, right? Regardless of what happens on Friday, if the Fed, on a week where the Fed comes out and you have the jobs report on the Friday, that has less influence. Because remember, everyone's looking at the jobs report to see what the Fed would do. But if the Fed is already kind of put their information out there ahead of the jobs report, that doesn't necessarily have the same kind of value anymore. So tomorrow would be the big day, I would imagine. Everyone's looking at that to see how this is going to affect rates and tapering and purchasing and whatnot. So keep an eye on tomorrow. That's what everyone's waiting for. This market does look like it's gone a little bit quiet, so you may see that go into tomorrow as well. Unless we get a breakout to the upside, I don't see how this market can really get going either side. We're stuck. There's enough support, there's enough resistance, and see how this market plays out. But for now, it does look like it does want to go sideways. Keep an eye on that. We do have single stocks moving. Specifically, you see Tesla, you see those kind of big names moving around. They are providing tons of opportunity. In the futures market, not really. So maybe put a pause on this, at least until we get some movement either outside of 46.20 or outside of 45.70.
Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. Let's continue along here. Pfizer Incorporated, another earnings name, guys, up 3.5% here in the pre-market. They raised their full-year forecast for COVID-19 vaccine sales after we learned last week that their booster got approval in the U.S. So a nice look here. 3.5%, guys, as I said, back above 45 for Pfizer.
Yeah, like 16 for the quarter or something. Just like huge sales numbers. Now, obviously, Pfizer is a little bit different from like your Modernas, and if you want direct straight to the I guess vaccine play for Pfizer, you can go trade BioNTech, but Pfizer's got a better pipeline and they're a more stable company. So I've always it's one of the dividend plays that I hold. It's turned into a bit of a different story, obviously, so you can treat it differently. You can't. I'm not really treating it too much differently, except, just sort of regularly buying on dips and that kind of thing. And the corner of my eye, this SBEA back down to 1350. It's all over the place, man. That stock is going absolutely nuts. I think Pfizer at this point, you probably missed a chance to buy it on the dip already. From a pure momentum play, just worth noting, and I'll pull up the 15-minute here just so you can kind of get the perspective of the movement that it's already had. Going into those earnings, you'd already put in from a floor to here a couple of dollars from yesterday's high, and then you're breaking out about $1 here. So it doesn't seem like a gigantic move, but it had already run going into this print, which does give me at least a little bit of pause that if you get back up and fail at this 45.50 or so, that you might get a little bit of a potential rollover if we don't get a breakout at the open. The bigger resistance will be at $47. I think if it gets there, it's going to be a bit of a sell. I'm going to quickly pivot because this happened while we were sort of away, and I know we're going to talk about Under Armour. But this was like slowly climbing and spiked to like just under 25 and then reversing here. But Under Armour, very, very low volume. So just when in the pre-market, make sure that you're not just looking at the chart. You're aware of liquidity, as Sean's mentioned about routing on Tesla. Something like Under Armour, which isn't trading a lot of volume and is going to obviously move a little bit today. Just be careful trading something like this. Even on an earnings day, it's got some pretty thin levels from here and there.
Yeah, people looking at WIMI right now, WIMI holograms. So we can look at this here, WIMI, it's on a NASDAQ. There it is. WIMI here, cloud name coming through here. So we'll see up to $6. Like, come on, charts. This is going to be one of those days. Up to $6 and still making moves right now. I don't know if they've announced a deal with somebody or not, but if you look here, 6.5 million shares started to go. Some nice consolidation here at 5. We just broke 6 and then it decided to go to 620 and then fade back in. So if you're going to trade WIMI today, I think it's going to be a good one. You can see nice increased volumes on days like this is when we want to see it. So it's been increased volume the last couple of days, off that 4 up to 6 now, and you're right into some of these areas of concern. So this is what we're talking about right now into here. So 650, that's 670, that's 650 right there. So 650 break, might get you to, I mean, should get you to 7 for sure. And then this top in here, 730, 740, maybe something there for WIMI. So this name's starting to go right now. Really nothing to look at. If we get anything back here, 560, 570, that should be worth it. But it looks like it's coming back in now. So no news. You're at a good level to short right now into here, man. 650, $6, something like that into here on WIMI as it's taking off and just touching some of these back highs from June, May, so on and so forth. So watch out for WIMI here as it looks like it is starting to come back in a little bit.
I was just looking at Under Armour, guys. It's the FCC on WIMI. They approved their Holo Plus LiDAR technology. So that was the Federal Communications Commission for WIMI. Let's go to Under Armour. Big report, as we said, 12.3%. Back to significant levels for Under Armour. They also increased their full year sales forecast, their full year revenue forecast. Nothing but positivity, it would appear, for UAA.
Yep, and that's why I made the sticky note today. There's only 5 names on there, UAA, or 6 names on there. UAA is one of them, right? I mean, a good report. We've crushed UAA before on reports. It can move a lot, so just get ready for this name. You might not think that it has moves in it, but it can. Like yesterday, we barcoded all afternoon and did nothing, waiting for the report. We talked about making trades after, not before. So here it comes out right now, and like you just mentioned, man, guide higher, beat higher, everything. They're in the right space. We've seen Macy's go to all-time highs. We've seen Gap try to battle back, which we made that call on Gap as well. UAA, nice move back here. I think if we can get anything down to 24, that'd be pretty nice. Here's just took out all this garbage down here, so now it's time to get back going to the upside. I like Under Armour. It's just we are near, again, like we're near some of these tops. Does it deserve to go higher? Yes, it does. We bought Nike recently at 145. Nike right now, what, 168 maybe? Yeah, 166 and change. I think it was a higher yesterday, but anyways, there it was 168 yesterday. So coming back in a little bit off the close yesterday. So we made a move on Nike, and as you can see, Nike near the top as well. And there's the move off Nike earnings, nicely done to the upside. We bought some into this area. So if you relate that to Under Armour right now, it's a kind of similar. You buy Under Armour into this area, right? We just trusted Nike a little bit more, and now you're starting to take out some of these highs. So hey, look. Under Armour probably still maybe a little bit expensive, but as you're going, you got to trade the momentum. We're starting to pick up here, 600,000 shares. Under Armour looking to take out 26. I don't think we get that high. So what we're going to look at instead is some pullbacks. If we can get some pullbacks in here, 24.40, 24.30, something like that. My current bid is at 24 flat. So if it can come back in here, that'll be fine. And then we'll see what happens if it does break. Then we'll pick some up down in here as well. But for right now, I'm only looking long Under Armour.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to play with that. I mean, as long as it's below that 26, where I think if it gets to 26, you might find a bit of resistance on Under Armour. But until it gets to that price, I don't think it's all that safe for a short, especially with the volume as it is. Only because I've seen this play out before on earnings when you're gapping up this far. I'm looking a little bit deeper. Like if it breaks 24 even, I think you can maybe give it to like a 75 for a dip buy. If it breaks that, I don't want any part of it just because the gap fill could be tremendous. I don't see anything negative in the report. It should be going to the upside, but you got to be at least a little bit cautious if it does try to fill in the gap the other way. While that was going on, SPEA, and I wish, this is just, obviously could have held on to that original break, but then it takes out 14 a second time. Scalp mode is the only way to go. I just can't see my way around, like buying and holding something like this. I don't know, like 15's right around the corner. Maybe at the open, this thing could be halting, but it broke a 14, scalp it out in front of 1440 again, just kind of like we did with the 1250 break. And at this point, I think that's the way I want to play it. Unless it does a deep retracement into a level and gives you a consolidation where you can think about, like a building a better long. It's going to be breaks and scalp trades. I think 15 will be on the radar for sure. If it does something absolutely crazy at the open, it could certainly set up for a short. I know we like the company. I like the company. When it does this kind of a move, if it were to do an instant failed break at 15 at 9:30, like that's just a short setup every single time. So, that's what's on the radar because we're only 60 cents away. There's no way I thought 30 minutes ago we'd be in this position, but that's exactly where we are with Black Rifle.
Okay, let's talk, guys, about Fisker. We had a little bit of a look at it early on this morning. If you joined us at 8:30, make sure you join us at 8:30. They signed a deal to secure some battery capacity for the production of the Ocean, which they also said is on schedule. Delivery set to start this month in 12 months, so November 2022. So Fisker little bit of attention here in the pre-market.
Oh, I should say this too, because we made this mistake, I think, with DWAC. SBEA has warrants as well. So in the event that SBEA does halt, if you have the ability, you can actually trade in the warrants while that halt is going on. So from there to get it back over to Fisker, I know like a lot of our attention is going to be on the stock that is moving. So I'll keep you guys updated. If it gets to $15, I'm going to be looking at it for sure. The only thing missing from Fisker today is volume. And I think this was the same thing when I looked at Plug. And it's a bit of ways away from this 19 level, which I think would be some lower high resistance, and then 20 is just a psychological number. So you have a couple of obvious points that you could get to that would certainly be resistance. I don't think there's no great dip buy except for just simply saying like 1750. You had a double top 50 to 60 yesterday, and then you had some support here in the pre-market. I got my 15-minute chart up here, and I think that's a little bit too tight to my liking on Fisker without there being any volume. So you might see me sit this one out at the open and then wait for it to make a level. If Fisker were to open up, and I'll go back to the 1 minute here, if it opens up and makes a couple of tests down at 1750 and then finds a bit of a base there, then I think you can jump in, because then the volume would have participated and shown you an indicated price. And then if you miss that kind of a level, you'll still have an 18 break, and then 19 is the resistance. So plenty of room to be able to play Fisker. Just, on 260,000 shares worth of volume, I don't know that I want to be sitting in there and just jumping at the first price when it's this close to what I think could be that level. It's basically one sell print away from giving you that fill. And I hate doing that at 9:30.
Yeah, I was just saying to everybody, I think it feels like, we have a lot of time left today. So we still have 14 minutes to go. So there's lots of stuff could happen. We're down here to 1720 right here. This is a 20-minute chart on Fisker. So as you can see, I'm thinking that these levels should hold anyways. With everybody talking EV right now, there's a lot of EV names. You've seen Ford, we've seen Tesla, now you're seeing Fisker, we've seen Lucid make the run. We've talked about Blink and Plug, and anyways, it's all the rage. So right now, heading into the close of the year, I don't think you go wrong holding some of these names. So yeah, I'm a buyer down here. We already have a bid in the 30s, so we'll see if it can come back down into the 30s here for Fisker. Look at the move it's already had here. We're finally, I just double checked, we're finally into the money on this name. So it's a nice play to the upside. As we were buying down here, we did buy in and around here as well. So we've been in the money on this break right around here, 16 and change. So you know what? Look, I like this name, but like Ford, there are price targets that are starting to get hit right now. A lot of this action, and it's hard to look at this. It's just like looking at Palantir and saying the high is like $38. There's a lot of stuff happened in the meme craziness of February, March. So, some of these highs were put on stocks that didn't make any sense. So right now, Fisker, people trying to value some of these companies makes a lot of sense. We haven't had any huge blowout tops or any crazy moves. It's just been very, very consistent. You see just in 1 week though, guys, $14 up to 18 in a week for Fisker. That's a big move. So although you get this up and down right there, that's one of the bigger moves right now without fading it out. So there is a situation here, and I can see a possibility where we do test back into $16. So let's see. We just need to play some of that momentum on Fisker. And like Neil said, right now, the volume's okay. I mean, we're happy with 200,000 shares, almost 300,000. It'll be 300,000 by open. But again, there's not too much happening right here. I don't want to take this level. I'd rather just let it settle down. And if it does want to take 18, that'd be fantastic. Kind of reminds me of SoFi, where yesterday SoFi has, wowzers. Yes, sir. So like, can PaySafe just do this? That would be nice. I have way more money in PaySafe than I do in SoFi. Come on, chart. There it is. We'll load this thing up. But you see SoFi, this is what I was talking about yesterday. We kind of based out a little bit. It must have been the day before, where we based out and then ripped. I'm looking for a tank and then a move upside, right? So yesterday, SoFi was $20. We thought that was overextended at the $20 mark, but then it started to go, and you could buy 21s, you could buy 22s. I don't know if we have that in it. So there's the move I'm talking about. SoFi to the upside there yesterday, a big move after cracking through that 20 level. So we'll see if Fisker can do the same thing at 18. But SoFi, wow, getting really near. Like, we initially started buying on this dip, not believing it, into this area, 19 and change. Then it gave us a gift down here, $15, $16. And now SoFi is basically back to close enough to all-time highs. Like I said, when you first come to market, remember, this was IPO D, I think, something like that. Anyways, switch over to SoFi, come all the way back down, and now you're getting a huge move. I'm just hoping Clover, Brendan, is next.
Yeah, well, we can talk about Clover, sure, and have a look at it. But I want to mention Simon Property Group here. Another earnings name, guys, aftermarket yesterday with a big move. 148, 149, all the way up to 155. Yeah, not really doing a heck of a lot here in the pre-market. However, you got to go all the way back to November of 2019 to be at these current levels, which is pre-pandemic, which is, I guess, rightfully so, because they talked in the report, guys, about how business is essentially back for them to pre-pandemic levels finally.
I see. Hey, what's up, Daryl? What do you mean SoFi is doing what PaySafe needs to do? You mean just chart-wise, or do you mean, Daryl, do you mean
probably chart-wise,
something, just what they're doing internally? But this is why I'm going to show you out, Daryl. Put it in the chat, buddy. Everybody needs to, understand that, some of these dip buys here that happened in, the pandemic, although it was crazy. Daryl knows, and I hope you're still long with me here, Daryl. I mean, we're long here $60, $65 on SPG. And I initially bought it because, again, I thought it was one of the strongest operators in the U.S., and it is. And this beat down there was crazy. The dividend, they did slash a dividend. At this point, it was like 8 or 9, 10% paying down here. And we bought it, man, and I have sold some in here. Not a great price, like 115, 120, but we still have a decent spot on for SPG, and that continues to make a move. So there it is, man, and you know about it, Daryl, because still collecting the SPG dividend. Yeah, you are, man, and that was a big move right up to the upside. I'm not buying any up here. I can't. I could, but I'm already in it. This comes right back, like you said, man, right back into pre-pandemic levels when it was already best of breed. So there it is. There's almost, besides Square and Tesla and some of the high flying stocks, I mean, sure, we got JP Morgan at $80, things like that, but SPG is one of the names that I'm pretty happy with that we were able to pick up on the dip, because you get a high quality name that doesn't normally drop like this, but there it is, right back to the upside, up that 4%, still a big dividend, and we love some Simon Property Group.
So I see you guys talking, everyone in the chat's talking about this OLB, which just spiked up here. But now 72%, 73%, cracking $8. Looks like a pretty crazy one here. I have no locates on this bad boy, so gonna have to, I'm not saying I'm gonna sit it out, but certainly gonna be checking in on this from time to time. It just popped in. I don't even really know the news just yet. Gonna see if we can get that from Brendan, but you do see this spiking. It's a pretty low floater, and be careful trading it. And by the way, that SBEA, it had just, I'm telling you, it had just pulled back to 14 even. I was thinking, okay, this could be it. It could drop down to like a 1350 support area. No way, no how. It holds 14, still continuing its breakout. So it looks like it might just be some breakouts there. And you guys think MasterCard, there we go. MasterCard deal, crypto partnership with MasterCard. Thank you guys for those news. We'll make sure we confirm that and see if we get some locates on it. Just want to see how.
What stock was that?
It's that OLB, sorry, that just popped up.
OLB, okay. Yeah, we'll find out some more on that one.
Same thing, guys, for OLB. This is tiny, though, so just be careful here. 39 million market cap, 4.5 million free float. So tread lightly on OLB, going crazy. Chegg, I mentioned it a couple times already. Earnings not good for Chegg. This is an online education company. The CEO in the actual earnings call said they've acknowledged and are now aware of the fact that online education as a business has significantly slowed, in their words, over the past 3 months, and they're not expecting much improvement going forward at this point.
And this is the thing, when you're trying to catch a gap down and for like one of those, I guess, bounces or rubber band or dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it, you need to see other buyers supporting the move, right? And you essentially gap right down, pulling it all the way back so you can see 2019 and 2020 here, because look at how big of a deal the breakout was at about this 45 level. So when you gap through this, it craters aftermarket towards that 45, and then it basically gaps through right into this tight little cluster. So now I can sort of zoom back in, and you can see in order to make that break, it has a bottom here at 40, and then you got that top break closer to that 45. So you're coming right back into that area, and it's attempting to hold that 40. Well, guess what? 40's broken like 2 or 3 times here, and until you see a bit above this price, this stock just feels like it can continue to fall. It's probably a little farther away from anything I would short at the bottom, which is crazy. But if it can now hold a bit above 40, maybe you can find yourself into a trade, or I can find myself into a trade, something like a long 40.15, a long 40.20, as long as it doesn't crack like a 39.75. But You can't guide that poorly. It was just it was a huge miss on the guidance for the fourth quarter. On stock that was already under a tremendous amount of pressure. So the dead cat bounce isn't seeming all that likely, guys, but you absolutely never know. I'm open to all kinds of ideas, although right now it feels like catching a bounce on this seems like a bit of a dead dog. Speaking of something that's not dead, 5 cents away now is Under Armour from that 25 break, so it's right back up to the top.
Yeah, and this, you know, I mean, I look at our school boards. I think public boards right now are a hell of a lot more, you know, understanding of online education. I mean, and we even have the option here at the TDSB, of course, to put our kids, you know, in free online schooling, or, you know, you can send them to school. So, I mean, I think that's absolutely destroying this business model. You had to have seen that coming. They had a great run, obviously, up in the pandemic. You know, you go from $30 up to $115, and now you're getting hit right back to these pre-pandemic levels, right? I mean, this is March of 2020 right here, where you start to go to the downside, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, online education, and that was an easy play, and now it's not an easy play. So now you get it right back in. So all they've sort of done is, if you close your eyes and open them up 2 years later, you're gonna be roughly at the same price. So you've missed this whole move up, and it just goes to what I was tweeting out yesterday, is that sometimes you gotta take profits, not only when you're scalping, but also on your day trade as well. So as you can see here, you know, down to or on your investment, your day trade, down here to $30. I don't know. I'm going to wait to see what the market does for Chegg, because it is down, and I don't see any recovery. It's kind of silly to go long on this name, I believe, anyways.
All right, few little ones. Bottom end of the list, we talked about that. There's BBLG, there's BAOS, teeny tiny little stocks as well. I want to mention this WIMI, WIMI. It took a shot at the long initially here, and I'll show you why. If you go to the daily chart, 650 is a pretty clear level, 650 to 660 if you go back far enough on the daily chart. So I still think it might, you know, take a shot at that 650 level, but looks like it's trying to break to the downside back below 580. Top of this is 610, 620, depending on what you want to look at. 520 was the high from yesterday. So a bit of a range to work with on WIMI, guys.
And speaking of small caps, by the way, I'm going to show you ARTL from yesterday, which was like just an awesome short off 135. It just broke $1 again. So this broke $1 yesterday from 135. Gaps up on nothing new that I can. It was they got initiated by Wainwright. It's on our watch list, but that was yesterday's news. And then you're essentially gapping up again and now retaking $1 again. So I'm thinking 95 was the first stop, and then down to 90, maybe 85 is an absolute bottom. I wouldn't let this thing break back up above 105. 105 was the price that burned me yesterday in the pre-market, so I'm not going to forget about that. I got lucky to be able to make it back because it presented itself with a great trade, but I remember that 105 level. I won't let this go past that. And then I have this BAOS, which I don't think there's going to be a chance to get more shares of this to the short side because it's gone. $3, it gapped up on no news, lower consolidation, lower high, then consolidates lower at $3 one more time, was able to short in front of 3. I probably took out too much on the way to 260. It's now at 225. This is a $1.57 stock. This could be breaking $2 imminently. And I thought Under Armour was on the offer 25. Like, it was right up there again. Come on, load. It was right up there again, and it just did another pullback. So pulling back into 24.75. Probably still likely to break out here at the open, but I thought it was going to do it like exactly at that moment. But Under Armour setting up pretty nicely for a 25 break here. Tesla's on the radar. That SBEA is holding 1450, so I don't really see a trade in that unless it pulls back sharply to 1350 or maybe gets a 15 break.
Okay, so yeah, look, there's going to be a lot of names going on here. We already talked about PayPal. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Ford right now, a nice little bid. That's been a huge monster for us here. Palantir's on a bid as well with only 2 minutes to go. So someone was asking for the imbalances. So there they are. They're not huge. Basically buy side. Ignore that one. I'd get rid of it if I could. It's a halted name that's not doing anything. There's that BAOS as well for a nice little sell. AMD, guys, watch out for 125.50. I like that. I like that a lot. But I also like, you know, I don't know what the market's going to do today. So we've seen AMD yesterday. We hit that nice little move. This was sort of the play I was talking about there when I was looking at SoFi and Fisker, was that you had a down move yesterday in AMD because it got downgraded. And then as soon as it took out that high there, we said no way. And we went long, and we went long at 120, and we got out at 121. So that was pretty pretty good, but then it whipped up to 125. So what the hell was I doing even getting out? And so right now you have another opportunity to do the same thing. If we get back into 123 here on AMD, then we will want to take that for a long, but we only have a minute to go. It doesn't look like it wants to fall down any, that's for sure. Ford, like I said, has been a great one, so we'll look to see if Ford can take off. Wow, 1830, even more and more and more right now for Ford. Wow, it's already hit my price target. And thank you to Jude Fernando there. She remembers me talking about AMD, Ford, Tesla, Palantir, all these names at low prices. T-Doc as well. I mean, T-Doc, Neil, we bought at 139, and now it's 152, so that's rocking and rolling.
Patience is the key for that one,
as well. Yeah, I mean, it's in my long term, so we'll wait. There goes UAA. This was, again, one of the names that was on the list. We were hoping to get some downward momentum here on UAA to get this, but we talked about big beat the right. Someone said, oh, there's the infamous blurred sticky note, but it's not blurred. You got to go to my Twitter account. It's just the way these lights are here. I can't get it.
I swear like these lights are actually hard.
So it shows. Anyways, 10 seconds ago, UAA on watch here for any dips.
Yeah, I mean, I tried that break. I actually couldn't get it. It was a bit of a spread opening up there. But we're on the bell now. Ms. V in the blue, the North Carolina blue this morning. So hopefully that's good luck. 3, 2, and 1. Ring it.
All right, so let's get ready to rock and roll. We are already into something right here. UAA, so we do get some UAA at 25.02. We'll wait to see if we can get some out now. But there's UAA, got a nice little bid there, so we'll see where it's going from here.
That was a good fill.
Yeah, nice little win right there. Nice. Ding, 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 ding. Up in the money, 30 cents right there. So let's just keep on going. That's UAA. Only one trade so far, though.
Yeah, I mean, I got the same dip, but a little bit more aggressive there at 07s. I'm looking at this SBEA, which doesn't really pull back. It looks like it's setting up for a top-end break here. The high is 1475. I don't like 75 breaks going into 15. You guys know that, so watch out for that 15 level. Looks like a bit of a failed rollover, so try to get up to that 75 and a bit of a fail here consolidating. I would not be buying the dip unless it got down to like a 1350 or some kind of a capitulation. Looks like this one's coming off at the open here.
Okay, let's look at Tesla quickly here as well, as we are now open. Hopefully you guys are finding something out. People saying the graphics are loud today. I don't know if they're any different than normal, but we will double check that for you. Of course, up to 1160, 1150. So Tesla right there, it's bouncing around this 1170. Maybe you got to go 1175. We get an 1175 break on Tesla, we can go on that. But right now we just have one position. It's UAA. It's on our watch list, and we're looking at that one to go through some big levels there. But Tesla, 1175.
Just worth noting, Under Armour is not actually open yet, but it did already go up to 25.50. So I took some out there, and you want the stock to open up so you can get a better sense of the price action. SBEA, which I'm going to come right back to after Under Armour here. Load. Here we go. Still battling, although having some trouble getting to the upside. Here we go. Now it's trying to make a bit of a move through that top break. 15 is the one for me. I think going 15 instead of that 1475 makes sense.
Might be a problem there. Yeah, so here comes Tesla all the way to
oh my goodness, you kidding
Tesla's coming all the way to the downside right now, guys. So you got to watch out for this 1140, 1150. This might not be the greatest news that we thought here for Tesla.
Gimme.
I was looking long. What do you got? Oh, SBEA, is that halted?
I missed so I don't know how I managed to miss the 1550 break. I'm trying to pick up shares. 1556. It's trying to halt here. 1556.
I missed it too.
I was unable to get any shares. That's okay. That one stinks.
Darn it.
That one could be a decent one here off the reopen. We'll have to see. There should be a 5 or 10 minute halt is a bit of a volatility halt, but that's going to stink if this one opens up at like $16 or so. CB. Black Rifle Coffee, which is all I'm going to call it now, is going to be off to the races if it opens to the upside. So watch out. We said it might halt. I did miss my shot there at that halt trade. We're still not open on Under Armour?
No.
That's weird.
No, we're still not open. Okay, so we've already got in and out. I didn't even realize that, Neil, that we weren't even open yet. I was just wondering, like, I thought it was just not moving right there. So, okay, Fisker does do the drop here. So now we're into Fisker. So new position alert on FSR. It came in. I told you we're in the 30s. We're at 38. We were waiting there for this play. So let's see if it can come through now. But Fisker right now trying to make some moves back to the bottom side. Don't know if that's going to work or not, but we still have 17. Trying to defend this 17 area here on FSR. So Fisker, a good trade so far. 2 cents in the money. UAA looks like it's open now. Yes, so yeah. UAA opens and in the money, 30 cents on that one. What's up, Brendo?
I forget who it was, but somebody mentioned the other day, guys, when they stock like this halts, the warrants, good to look at. In this case, I was just actually watching this. As soon as the actual stock halted, the warrants just absolutely ripped from 5 to 6. So volume kind of shifting over to SBEAW, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be like, get me so quick on that one. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't fast enough, and it already broke in, and it went like $5 to $6. So it's kind of hard to be chasing it too far there. So, I mean, Under Armour, I'll probably let it go to like that 25, 75, because remember, I think 60 to 26 is going to be resistance on that one. So I'll give it some room to go. That ARTL just went to 95, so that short off the dollar break, working up pretty nicely there. This SBEA, I'd be like always watch to see. I don't know. I'm seeing a bunch of late prints coming through, even though this is halted on the NASDAQ. It's kind of weird. But either way, watch out. If it's a 5-minute halt, you might see a big spike in SBEA, and you want to look at that indicative open price. Now, currently, I don't know if you have yours up. I don't know if I can show. It's going to be hard for you guys to see here. It's currently showing. Yeah, it's going to be hard. There's other stocks halted. A very, very small sell imbalance on SBEA and the NASDAQ. So be a little bit careful trading this warrant here, as when it opens up, if it opens down, it could drop pretty sharply.
Okay, so we are going to try here AMD as it went only down to 124.58 actually there for AMD. So there it is. Okay, AMD, I see you. Bang right there. Let's do that, man. Let's go WTF for that one as this starts to make a move to the upside. A nice little win. So we're going to go 2 for 2 here so far today. Right now, Fisker's out of the money, but AMD, wow, what a nice move that was. We got 125 flat there and just got out at 125.75 there. So let's not make the same mistake. We'll see if we can hold a little bit of this, but wow, nice move to the upside there. Let's go. This is $1 now in the money for us here on AMD as that is marching to a beat of its own drum right now. We talked about buying this AMD. Wow, metaverse be damned. AMD, great, nice move to that upside here. What are we looking at for AMD here? What was the high the last couple of days? We're right there right now. We talked about 128, so I don't know if we get to that, but wow, a nice move upside, instant move there. And look at Under Armour, yes sir, as well, man. We're smoking that good today. Under Armour, the only one that we have to wait on is Fisker right now, but there goes Under Armour taking out new highs right now, 25.60 guys. Yeah, just turn on the top there, but 25.60. We'll have to find some areas of concern there for Under Armour. Why did it turn there?
Well, 26 looked like resistance to me on that daily chart. Corsair, by the way, up now 6%. So wait for the volume to come in. That's always going to be a story. Here's your 50 period, which is coming into play here at 26.80 or so. Waiting for that reopen, of course, on SBEA for you guys. And then ARTL, that dollar break. Bye-bye. That stock now trading at almost 92 cents. It's going to get some out in front of 90s, and then obviously going to also be covering some in front of 85, our 2 target areas. Under Armour for me was always a play from 25 into 26. That resistance level on the daily chart, which we just got to right now, so we can ring to Reggie for that one. Did break. Thank you very much for that. We did break 26 one time and got to about 26.40, so it's possible for it to take out this 26 even and not actually break through that high resistance. So Under Armour finding a little bit of a stall here at that price on the daily, but so far so good. Can't really complain about any of these plays just yet. Those warrants still going absolutely nuts.
Look at Under Armour.
But just watch out for SBEA if you're stuck in the equity. I'm not saying you should be hedging this or anything like that, but like if you found yourself like sort of caught and were like short or long, whatever it might be, SBEAW is open. The warrants you can trade. They are coming off a little bit as they just opened back up on the primary. So there it is. It actually would not have been that good of a trade. It opens up essentially flat and now trying to break back out again. I'm just going to play breaks at this point. Unless if it halts down.
Here it comes.
If it halts down, I'd watch out. That could be a short big time if it halts down.
Yeah, I don't have any shortable shares, so we'll have to wait to see. I don't know. Did you have to pay for those?
I think it was very cheap, though. I did pay for shorts. I don't remember off the top of my head the price.
Okay, so, I mean, we could take a break if it breaks above 15 here, but now it's coming right back into 13, 13.40, 13.50. You got to wait to see if anything happens into there for 13.60 or so. AMD came back in right now, so it did rip all the way. Come on, charts. Damn it, man. This is going to really piss me off. 126.40 right now on the upside there coming through. So I'll have to wait to see what's happening.
What is that?
Is that your humidifier? Okay.
That is the weirdest
I don't
sound.
know what that noise. Hopefully something doesn't blow up over there. You might want to go check that out there, Lucas.
Just very quickly here, guys, before we go to Brendan, that previous high break of 14.75. There's a lot of wicks in here. But when it reopened SBEA to the downside and pushed down, there was some selling between 50 and 60. It definitely is checking it up here. Now, I just decided to scalp short 14.49. I said it could be a bit of a sell after that big-time rejection. So if it comes back into 13.50, we thought that could be a bit of a dip buy. I've taken some out in front of 14 for a scalp trade. To me, in and out is the way to go here. I'm not trying to hold any hero trades on SBEA. Playing the halt. I mean, you would have had a small winner if you took it out on the reopen, but that just absolutely tanked. That's kind of what I was fearful of when you looked at those warrants. Was that Brendan?
Ocugen, guys, another one that we were talking about yesterday, had a big run up from 13 to 14.5, 2 or 3, now 4 days in a row, in fact, for OCGN, back to the upside, 8%.
Yeah. Okay, CRSR, man. Look at Corsair, man. Hit the cowbell, anybody that was long that name, as that continues to make some moves to the upside as well. So, wow, that's good for Corsair holders there, as it is starting to make a move up to 2650 right now. So, I don't know. Looking at this, 2650, a nice move. We've already made that upside, 400,000 shares. Not huge volume, but decent enough for sure. On a 20-minute, we're already way up there. And if you look at a daily chart, it's gone a little bit right now. We are touching that 50-period moving average. So, you know, a break of 27. That's that level that we sort of wanted. So we'll see if we can get that. But Corsair really off to the races right now. We do have AMC, man. We picked up some AMC right down here on the cheap, on the downside. So we were waiting for 37 to come through. So we actually get a 37, out 37.15 right here. And let's see if now it wants to go upside. So a new position for me is AMC. It's just come in right now. We talked about this. It's on the sticky note here. And what we wanted to know about this one was watch out for 36.50, because yesterday 36.50 held right into here. So I like that spot for AMC. You see some, some consolidation down here, 36.20, 36.50. So we'll go long here. We just took out a piece right there at this high, 37.15. So we take that 15 cents or so, and now we'll wait to see where it goes from here. But, into this area is kind of what we're waiting for. So I am bidding some 36.60s in here, and then we'll see if we drop below 36. If we do that, then we got to watch out below, because we probably go much, much lower than that. So 36.20 is the bottom here that we're concerned with, guys.
So we can do this one for that SPEA. Goes 14.50 into 14, then into 13.50. But the problem with being short is you can't actually be long and short at the same time. So you have to cover 13.50. Looks like it was a good dip buy the first time through. It gives you a clean 50 cents, but I was covering and then couldn't make the reversal. And we're still screaming down here. I mean, there's a lot of sell. Like, it tried to get back above 14, this Black Rifle, and couldn't do so. If it takes out this 13.40, just below that 50 area, you could be headed even lower. And speaking of headed lower, while all this was going on,
yep,
fuel cell now down 5%.
What?
This got, I wasn't even noticing it. Fuel cell got absolutely crushed back into $9. I just got to check over on Plug Power.
Look at the
which
market,
to me was like a ring the Reggie at like 41, 42, and I thought that was a bad call yesterday. And now that just pulled back in 1.7. The market's screaming to the upside, but a couple of these high-flying alternative energy names selling off pretty harshly at the open, although not as bad in Plug as it is in fuel cell. By the way, Tesla, 1180.
Yeah. Oh, 1180? What? Where's my 11?
I just noticed it now.
I didn't put an 1175 bid. I thought I did that. Oh man, I was waiting for that to come through. We should have had 1175 on that one, man. We talked about 11 right here, man. We talked about that 1175. Missed opportunity on that one. Why did we miss that? What happened there? Okay, well, whatever. We missed it, so we'll move on. But I thought we had that one there at 1175. So, my bad. That was a definite missed opportunity on that one. I thought we had that ticked in there, and we didn't. So, bad move on that. Under Armour still going, and our Fisker, of course, as trade the best of the best, man. Like, I was looking at Tesla, and instead I'm found myself now dug into Fisker a little bit here. But we're bouncing off 17, so this is the level of concern for us. We'll see if it cracks 17, we're gone. We're not even out of the money, man. I mean, we're out of the money 10 cents, 13 cents on this name now as it's starting to battle backside there. But damn it, that was a missed opportunity. I almost wish you didn't bring that to my attention. I mean, I'm glad you did. But
I feel just as bad. I mean, I was saying
I had that. I thought I put the order in. That's the worst.
I wanted 11.10 yesterday. Went to 18. I said today you got to open up the range a little bit. So 11.45 is close enough to 11.40 that it should have been a dip buy for me. But again, SPEA was a late entrant in terms of volume. So you got to pick up and trade what was moving. And then it jumped to the front of the list because you saw how crazy it's going. Lucid puts in a flush. What level do you think it flushed into, guys?
What is this market
right back into this 33 area, manages to hold it, and is snapping back into the upside. Look, until it takes out 35, I'm not willing to bet this is a break, but that could be a capitulation bottom. Remember, 35 was the level from yesterday, so it's the only level I'll short in front of at this point after it's made that big of a bounce. And if it breaks out, you could be looking at a nice little long and recovery for Lucid. Under Armour stalled at 26, but I had that as resistance on the daily. I'll take a break of 26 like I took the break of 25. The dip buy, pretty much non-existent after it failed at 26.
What's up, Brennan?
Big move for Annette. ANET in New York, 27% here. This is a $500 stock. It's up 27%. Blowout report for ANET all-time highs, guys.
All right, we're going to average in here to, thanks, Brendan. We're going to average in here to AMD as we took that 70 cents real quick. And that's why we do it, man. We put that out at my tweet. Got a lot of love yesterday, so thank you for all that. We talked about, taking profits and making sure that you do scalp something out when you do have some winners on board. So right now, AMD, we took a little bit out now. Now we can try to see what's going to happen now with AMD down here to 123. I'm not going to be putting any more bids out here until we get around that level. Just to double check that I'm right on that. Yes, I don't have any more bids out. We're going to put some bids down here, man, like 123.50, something like that, just in case we dump it down. I'm willing to hold this one a little bit. Yesterday we saw it go $4 straight upside, so I'm pretty happy on that one for that. So we'll see. Under Armour is coming back in right now. I don't know what is going up right now. The NASDAQ keeps going. So I know that, look.
Google's up 2%.
I'm super happy as Microsoft.
Apple's flat.
My number one stock in the portfolio may be Microsoft after these moves. I'll have to double check today, but it's going to be it was Google first before, now Softy, but Microsoft up another 1%, taking out new all-time highs on MSFT, just taking it out right now at 33.50. Now it's coming back in a little bit, but that new high, 332.90, the new all-time high. We previously closed at 332, so you're upside right now on that one. That's still going. Apple's 150, maybe that caused something there on a little bit of a break there as well. But right now, yeah, Microsoft's leading the way. We'll have to find our way into this name. Oh man, these stupid wicks, man. Down here, 330. Yeah, so that's a nice move on Microsoft. So you could see the NASDAQ going to the upside, and we'll just keep on rocking that. There goes AMD. Let's go, man. Mamma mia. As AMD, nice little rebound buy. We bought some nice dips there, 124.70. Now we're going right back up to the upside. Let's go, AMD, man. Big day for us here today. What's up, Brendo?
Bionanogenomics, a name that pops up every once in a while. BNGO up 8.25%. Earnings Thursday, I think it was, for BNGO. So decent volume here as well.
I'm going to guess Kathy Wood might have bought some more shares of BNG. Who knows? I have no idea. SBEA, by the way, back down towards this 1250 area. This was the initial break at 1250, so it checked up for a couple of seconds for a 50-cent bounce at 1350. Now it looks like it's trying to catch a bit at that 1250 level. That ARTL, which I liked as a penny stock, it's now trying to get back above $1. After it makes this move all the way to 90 cents, I'm not holding it to 105. If it breaks back above $1, I'm out. I'll take the profit and run. Lucid, which I just got into, here, a couple of legs in front of 35, a 36, 34.70-ish short. Give it to 35 even more. I think it could be a reversal. Now that I got a second leg, I'll probably take some out in front of VWAP and then work the rest of it down to 34 and then potentially lower the day. So let's see what happens with Lucid. Big recoveries in a few names. There goes Lucid. We'll do that one for the nice little reload. 35 has been that level. So support turns into resistance. You guys know it's an old story. $9 even on Fuel Cell here has managed to hold. I got no positions in Fuel Cell because, I didn't even notice how quickly this was coming down. We're looking at SBEA, Black Rifle at that time. And then now you're seeing it trying to make a bit of a higher low here off previous pre-market lows around 910. If it can hold that, maybe it's got a second leg in it. I'll tell you right now, it looks like Lucid does not. We just got some out in front of 34.50. We just got some out in front of 34. If it ends up being another sell day in Lucid, I want to make sure I'm still, even if I reload one more time in front of 35, I want to keep something on board. Because if 33 breaks on Lucid, you could be headed back down to 30 even. And this is all while, keep in mind, this move down in Lucid, down 7%, plug pulling back, Fuel Cell pulling back. This is all in the midst of Tesla, hold my beer. 12, it's at the highs here, 1190. I almost said 12, 1198.65. So once again, it goes up to that 1200. Now, I'm not shorting it. If you were, congratulations, because you could have had a nice little quick scalp trade in there for $10, risking a couple of dollars in there. I'm not going to point that out to anybody in particular, Prad, but that's the only way I think you can play this to the short side. Like, catch it just quick, in and out, know where your stop is going to be, or catch a fail break, because this is going gangbusters. Counter trend to what the other names in the clean energy space are doing, at least from what I can tell. Tesla's the only one that made a strong move and actually sustained it. that I can see.
Yeah, I was going to say Fisker doing something, but it's going back to the upside. So we're nicely long on Fisker. We've averaged in. We took a much bigger piece there than we did down there. So you can see the average price right now, 29. So we just took some out 34, 38s as well, or 37s there. And now our next area, I'm sitting on a paid gateway through 1745. So we'll see if we get some 1745 love. AMD 40 cents in the money and still going. Fisker moving. Under Armour 50 cents in the money. So far so good. The only name that we're looking at right here to pick up even lower. Oh, we missed that. Where was my bid on AMC? 36.60. We got as low as 63. Unbelievable. But AMC battling backside. What's up, Brendo?
We're talking about recent IPOs, Sean, that have been performing quite well. Here's another one. Zoom Info. This, I mean, you got to go all the way back to June of last year when it came to market. But Zoom Info ZI reporting. But yeah, it was up significantly here in the pre-market, straight to the downside as well. Back to decent levels though for ZI.
Okay.
And that OLB, which was up on that MasterCard news, actually just managed to find support. So this is another stock that tanked. I think there was a halt in there somewhere, which is crazy because they see Prince in the middle of that halt, which makes no sense. But got all the way down to 660. It's right back towards those highs. All of a sudden, after a capitulation, there's locates on it and it's screaming higher. So I'm glad I only got them now and not before because I might be out of the money on a short. 870 is the current breakout. If it takes that out, I expect all the world that it could halt into $10. I like an 870 break. Just remember, any failed break here at the high of the day could take you almost instantly back down into the $7 range. So to me, scalping some out almost right away makes some sense to me.
No, Austin, I did not realize. Okay, so right now Under Armour still the upside. No, I did not realize. Look at AMD on this bid buy there. Wow, we did. Again, take it out. This time we're going to try to hold, but we're on fire right now. No, I did not. I still can't believe that Tesla, by the way, like that 1175. I had that. I thought I had that order in. I double check. I don't. So what a mistake that is. Yeah, I didn't realize that, Austin, that Nucor was down here today, or that I didn't take any profit to answer your question. But this was the profit area that we were looking for. So should have done that again, and we'll try to do it next time up to 115 or so. That's exactly the level that we looked at right there. And we bought it at 95. It went up to 115 there in about 2 weeks. We saw that level. That was exactly our target, and we didn't do anything about it. So we'll pay attention to that afterwards. But here goes Fisker as well, man, right to the upside. So thanks, Austin, for pointing that out. 1750 upside now, 1760, 1770. Let's see if Fisker can go. We talked about why we like this name, and there it is right now. Fisker trying to make some moves and some money moves at that. Under Armour still 36 cents in. AMD a nice move upside as well. We missed that reload down here on AMC by 3 pennies, which is crazy because that would be 35 pennies now in the money. 40 pennies in the money, sorry, if we had gotten that one, but still going to the upside now. AMC. Let's see. I don't know. I'm debating, man, getting something out. Well, I have an offer. I'm not debating. I do have an offer here at volume weighted average price. So if we do go, we'll take that out. What's up, Brendo?
If anyone has even attempted to book a rental car recently, you will justify this chart, guys. This is Avis budget. Look at the daily chart on this. $50 down here. We're at 210, 220. Incoming, up on an earnings beat for car.
Holla.
Avis, wow. Okay, that's a pretty big move. And so from a long fail break to a short fail break to the long again, OLB is now looking like it's trying to break out for real this time. It just got to 899. I tried the 870, that didn't work. There was a consolidation 840, that didn't work. So we're back to the breakout long. If it takes out 9 even, I do still expect that it has a chance to halt, especially given that $10 is more than 10% away. So I want to make sure I'm taking profit on the way up here. That 9-quarter area, that 950, something along those lines. But a little bit of a second round 2, round 3, whatever you want to call it on OLB after that MasterCard news. Having some trouble chewing through 9 even, but remember the breakout was first 75. I now have it at 880, so we'll see where this one goes. Going to try and make some of this back. I said Under Armour dip buy didn't come into play, but maybe it. Yeah, I mean, it did actually come back. It looks like it did come back to 25 even. I might have missed a chance to reload, so kind of pie in my face there. I still have my stop for 26 break. If it goes below 25, I no longer want the 26 break on Under Armour. I'll go ahead and reassess that one, but it does seem like Under Armour holding VWAP pretty nicely at least.
Yeah, I'm going to throw another offer here at 48 for Fisker, see if we just missed it. Throw out there. Okay, good. I was just saying we just missed it and it goes up to 50. So there it is. Another one, man, stacking the cash out right now on our boy Fisker, as we really like that. What up, Henrik? Hopefully you can keep that name going to the upside here as well. So Fisker trying to make moves higher and higher and higher. Let's go, Fisker. AMD, baby. We're up to that 126 again. We just tweeted it out, man. Loving these dip buys, and hopefully we can hold out now for higher highs, man. Yesterday we had this buy. Oh, you can't see it, but we bought here and sold here. So we made about the same dollar like we have in the money right now. $1.40 in the money on AMD dip buys, which again, on the sticky note, hopefully you guys can find that, join that, like that, hit that up every single day if you can. We traded Neo yesterday, but not today. And right now, Pokeroo's like, come on, AMC, let's go. Well, don't worry, Pokeroo, because I'm going to hit this up for you right now. When you do this thing, AMC goes higher. Now there's absolutely no science to that whatsoever, but we're going to hit that right now, and hopefully those apes can see what's happening right now with AMC, and we'll see about going to the upside. So here we go, 37.12, we're waiting there, round VWAP, see if we can get some out on that one. But wow, are we cooking with gas right now or what? Check out the positions we have on right here. UAA, 40 cents in the money. Fisker, 40 cents in the money. AMD, $1.70 in the money. AMC, womp womp, 10 cents in the money. So right now, so far so good. We've traded 4 names for you, and all 4 are bangers right there as we go. Wow, there goes AMD. We talked about holding on to this. $2 now in the money for AMD. Let's just keep it going. Shout out to all the traders out there. Let's keep this fun stuff going.
So by the way, Lucid went all the way to 33. It's now back up to that 35 range. I want one chance at a reload. That OLB got some out at that quarter mark. We said quarters, 50s, and 75s. It got to the quarter, and then it's out again. Once again, it's consolidating around 840. That's where I want to take it out. This is not a short. I'm not in a short position here. That was covering my long, but I had to take profit out, so it only looks like that. So it looks like you could have a head and shoulders forming up here around this 860 area. So former high, 860 to 870, could turn into resistance. If we barcode here and this holds this level, you might have a short entry breaking like 8 or 780 with that 860 as your resistance point. As I just mentioned, Lucid, which was like we said, Lucid was a bit of a bounce play if you had it to the long side. I had the short off at 35. It got down to 34, then into 33.70. Looks like it's not going to get close enough to 35 for a reload to my liking, but that doesn't mean that trade is done. Just checking back in on that BAOS. It got close enough to $2 here that you can call it $2. 2.11. We're shorting this one at $3 pre-market. I still think it takes out $2 and heads down to at least 165 to 170. This one could easily get cut in half. It just was up on absolutely no news. And you know those ones when they come back in, it can get pretty ugly. Under Armour starting to weaken just a little bit here as I notice it. And then I don't think we mentioned this in the pre-market. Next ID was another runner that just kept falling in the pre-market as well. It's now bounced twice off of $5 with some support at $5.50. If it gets back up there, still a chance it could make a bit of a break, but it has to hold this low at $5.50 right now.
Lululemon going nuts as well. AMD taking out highs again, man. AMD just took out 127 right there, man. 127.06. Wow. AMD, what up with you? What up, Brendo?
You're looking at AMD. Here is another one from the semi group guys. Marvell having quite the day as well. Looks like they reported. Possibly. But yeah, nice day for Marvell. 69 to 71 on volume as well.
Okay.
OLB now on a down. Oh my goodness, you kidding me? Missed the chance. So I thought, like I'm sitting there saying it could be a bit of a break here at 8 even. Don't even get it. OLB once again, it gives you that break. I don't get it on the short side trade at 787, but it is now halted to the downside, so be careful. Also in the chip space, Global Foundries pulling back, not getting to 60, which was just, it got to 60 yesterday, and I tried to get that short, and of course missed it famously, and it goes down like $7. It's done it again, but at 59 even, still up 5%. Strong play for them. Like they said a couple of days ago, their CEO sold out till 2023. Last time I checked, probably a good thing. So going to wait for that reopen on OLB, but that Black Rifle has come in hard. Now $12 trying to hold a bid here, and it cannot seem to catch a bid. I should have held on to that short, obviously. I'm not even thinking about 12 even here. I'm now looking all the way back to the original dip at about 8 o'clock when it got to 11 to 11.50 or so. I think that's the best bet to find some support, but looks like it's coming back in just as much as it was a screamer to the upside. Now it's been screaming back to the downside. That OLB, I'd say it could do the same thing, but it almost seems inevitable.
Yeah, some of these names going nuts. I'm looking at this 127 level right now. We got to take something out on Under Armour. We got to take it out. But this is what I did yesterday, and then I was upset that I did it. So maybe today we will try to hold out a little bit more here on AMD to the upside. But UAA now starting to rock again, man. Cooking with gas up to $26 now for UAA, man. This is again another great day here for us guys as we continue to trade out.
No,
Fisker now 21 cents in the money. AMD $1.75.
What the hell?
What's the matter?
Cars halted?
Avis? Yeah, probably. A nice move to the upside there for Avis. UAA, man, 70 cents plus right now. That was what Brendan brought us, right? No, car.
It's halted at 233.
What was it? What was the name?
Avis is halted at 233.
Right.
That's up 36%. This is a
Car.NQ.
This is a squeeze.
Right there, yeah. $233, yeah. So a big move to the upside there, obviously on some maybe more news about Hertz, more news about everything there. Car going nuts right there, up to 233, yeah, and halted right now up here. So we'll see. Brendan brought some news, but I didn't realize it was like this. So Car right now going off. Needless to say on that one. AMC down here. We're trying to get that reload on AMC, guys.
So I mean, obviously in front of my mind now, the reopen's going to happen on OLB in about 2 minutes or so. But yeah, Car just opened back up here, and we're looking at like 233. This could be like insane for a shorting opportunity. Again, I would tread lightly here. I just took like a 235 and want to give it to that 236 even, just on the off chance that you actually can hold a level here. I can't even hold a level there. It's ridiculous. Now it's going up to like 240. If it halts again, I think you just got to play the upside. But I just do 235 to 240. Now it's back at 235. So you got $5 worth of a range. And I think, like, to me, when it comes back in, I got to have a piece of it. I might have just had the top and made top wick. I didn't see 244s. No way. I got it at 240. I didn't see 244. But that's a crazy price.
That can happen.
I should have held that short. Like, I was only giving it $5. You saw me get in and out, and now it's down like $10. But I knew there was going to be an opportunity on this bad boy. That's way too far. Way too far. For Avis there. And if it comes back and gives you another chance at some of these halt prices, I'm going to take another shot.
Yep, and that can be the problem, right? With stocks that are so highly priced there, sometimes you look sick to yourself when you look back at it and be like, what the hell just happened there? Riot blockchain right now as Ethereum, all-time highs again, man. 4500 coming in right now on Ether. Like, wow. Holy, just keeps on going, man. Hopefully Cardano can pick its game up and get to the upside now. That would be real nice if that could happen. So please do that, ADA. But right now we are celebrating with some bangers on UAA, Under Armour. Man, this has just been such a great day for us, honestly, today so far. So let's just keep the train going now to the upside. Disney flat on the day. That stock sucks. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I mean, again, I'm a large investor in Disney, but that one just keeps disappointing. MindMed, NEO up to 40. You know what? Let's just check out Tesla again because that's really the missed trade. I was going to say NEO up to $42 from what I can see. Holy. I want to do the same thing as what you were saying to Tesla right now because, wow, up to 191 and change. We missed this. This was an easy break. Easy. Who knows? I mean, nothing's easy. But I like that break at 1175. Can't believe we missed it. When Neil said this name was at 1181, that was like, I was just like, what in the heck? Because that was a name that we liked and we liked it long time there. So missed opportunity there on Tesla. Brendan, though, he's always ready. No missed opportunities with this guy. Over at the big screen. Kill him with kindness, my friend.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. We are higher once again. Back into all-time high territory off the open here for all three markets in the U.S. So a nice move in positive territory. It's the NASDAQ leading 0.38 there for the 100, 0.22. You can see the S&P trying to keep up here. The Russell, worth noting, I stood here yesterday at this time and talked about the strength in small caps, and the Russell was ripping. Yeah, to the downside today. Very, very weak so far for small caps, worth noting. If you're watching any of those, they are under pressure. My screen, there we go. A couple things we were talking about in the pre-market this morning. Pfizer, with the earnings, increased their COVID-19 vaccine forecast on the sales side for the rest of the year. Came all the way back to 43 with a nice bounce there. On Pfizer, still up 1.6%. And Simon Property Group, yeah, nice move through 156, which was around pre-market highs, all the way up to 160 off the open there for SPG, guys.
So Car is gone now. Like, I just tried again in front of 250. It's now gonzo. So it either halts or goes to 300 at this point. But this is insane. Like, that'll be close to a double up if it even sniffs 300. Like I said, it's just, to me, it's too far too fast, and it's going to be worth taking a shot. But I don't want to get in that trap of your short like 5, 6, 7 times trying to catch that top, and then all you do is get back to Greensville on your last short. So that's not the game I want to be playing there. OLB did reopen, so there's other stocks happening in the market. OLB reopened. It tried to take out that $8, comes right back in, just short of the retake of the halt price, and I'll give it essentially back up to like $8.25 or so. So OLB looking like it's calming down just a little bit, but Carvana, I mean, it's a Carvana. Avis, 275. That could be a level, but I'm thinking halt or 300, and either one, that's going to be worth loading the boat for me, hunting for trades. If that was the top right there, then maybe color me embarrassed, but I got to have this one at some point. Halting to the upside right now, 267.68. I don't know if I can take a long off a halt like this. It's just too high.
The only thing we're embarrassed about right now is that we don't have a freaking boatload of AMD shares, man. As AMD right now, $2.50 now in the money and still moving. So, yeah, we're really, to say the least, happy about this trade right now. $2.50 in the money. We talked about this. We buying some dips. Unfortunately, getting out there at VWAP. We do this every day, and then we look back and say, why did we do it? So there it is, man. I mean, we're trying to take profits, but we at least are holding on to a third of this trade now, as this is now $2.50 in the money and still making those moves. So super happy with that, as we are watching, obviously, Ether, as that's starting to go to the upside as well. We talked a little bit about that. That's making moves now. 43. You can look at this name. You know a name that I really like?
By the way, OLB just started to make its first move down. It got to 750. I'm shorting 780s here in front of 820. It takes about 750. You look at this cluster here. You got to think about it in front of 7. That was a halt down price, and then 650. So I'm anticipating it plays inside of that range as opposed to out of it, as OLB continues to go down. I haven't looked at SBEA, which is Black Rifle, in a little bit, because now Carvana, I keep saying that. Avis is clearly, I mean, at this point, there's just nothing. Like, I think it's tapping, what did I just see there? Is like, did I see 290 as a price? Anyways, this could be opening up close to $300 if it opens to the upside, which is insane. Absolutely and utterly insane.
Yeah, Hut 8 Mining is what
this is insane. This is insane.
That's, Neil, that's insane. Okay, so Hut 8 Mining just continues to go to the upside there. You know, the only insane thing is when you're going to look back, and then you probably, some of those shorts
what's going to happen
are going to be huge.
But that's, honestly, that's the cost
I know,
of doing business.
That's what I was saying. Like, that's
the first day on getting DTTW, getting the top on that, I was short 27 times, long 3 times, right? Like, it's going to happen to you. And then BTT, I think it was BKKT, it was a very similar thing. Ended up getting the top, but it wasn't until I'd already lost a bunch and then eventually got the top wick on that bad boy. But I'm trying to be more patient here. Like, I could have easily been short at least 2 more times in Avis here. But what a crazy move. We'll see what happens where it opens. I mean, 300 stands out like a sore thumb.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah, so, wow. If we can, Brendan, if you can review that news, please, on Avis, because I want to see what that is one more time. 126.75 here we'll use as our out for AMD. I mean, that's still going to be a $2 winner. So we're going to be really happy with that one. But again, we got to take some profit as the NASDAQ made that big move to the upside one more time there today. So yeah, we got to be happy with it going to the upside right now, AMD. So we'll take some profits. I don't want to take out, like, if I take 127.50, that'd be $3, and that's worth some hot dogs flying everywhere. But for right now, we got to wait on that. Fisker, I'm debating just taking some out, man. Our best outs here were 17.50, 50 exactly. It only goes as high as 55. We were waiting up here in the 80s. It doesn't look like it wants to go up there. We did have that big move already in the NASDAQ. So I'm going to take one more piece out on Fisker here before it gets even worse and drops a little bit below here. So we'll take one more piece out right around here, 45, 46, 47. It doesn't really matter. We are going to get out of that AMD if it does come back down to the downside. And then the other name that's starting to go, maybe, well, we missed that bid again, so we got to put our bids a little bit lower here as AMC now starting to go back to the upside. Brendan, more news on that car?
It was a monster beat right across the board for Avis, guys. $10.74 per share versus $6.90 on the estimate, so there's that. They also approved a $1 billion increase to their existing share repurchase program. Also, if that's not enough, up here, 20.17% on the short side, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a squeeze.
There it is.
This is the thing, like, I mean, the first thing was out of my mouth was it's a squeeze, because you can just look at the price action. So it's going to be open up and
it should have been, it's a trap.
It should have been It's a Trap, actually, now that I think about it. Someone asked about SPEA. About like the levels here. Like I said, I only have like 1150 maybe on a dip buy. That could be the only one there. And OLB, it just made another move. So we got some out in front of 750. Now it breaks out of this range one more time. So reversing to the long. Every time it makes a pump to the upside, I keep reversing from short to long just in case. Every time it holds a higher low, I want to be playing these reversals a little bit more. But I got to cover some in front of 850 and certainly in front of 870, which was resistance before. So a lot of scalping going on here. OLB though, the longs have been better, I guess, overall, although I had made some on that last short. So in OLB to the long side, as we're about to open up on Avis in just a few seconds here, Brendo.
He was in-house last week, about this time, I think it was actually Tuesday. Jeff Mendel, VP OTC Markets, just letting us know about this. Hertz going crazy on the pink sheets here, guys. Huge mover, 31 to 39 on volume for Hertz.
Well, that makes, yeah, obviously that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. What is it? It's HTZ. Right, good call there, Brendo. So let's have a look quickly at the pink sheets here. Oh yeah, we got in trouble for calling them the pink sheets, so I have to look at this. Sorry, Brendo?
It's open.
Oh, cars is open. Okay, so we'll look at that again, but there's Hertz, sorry. Up 13%, so a nice move. Liquidity's there, so you got to watch out for that. We'll go over to Neil looking at cars. I don't have anything right now on that, Nate.
Yeah, it just popped to 285. It looks like, I mean, it's still going. Like, it looks pretty strong to me. It looks like it is head towards that 300 number, which obviously is going to be a bit of a line in the sand, I think, for a lot of people, including myself. There it is. I actually just shorted in front of it. And look, this thing could go even higher. Like, I think if you're trading this, and of course I'm going to be trading it and feel comfortable sort of doing so, just understand you don't have to. You can sit this out, you can watch, you can learn, but every now and then you get these even dollar levels that can hold them. It didn't even hold 300 there, so it just churned through 300. I was able to get 97 to, looks like actually a pretty good stop at 01, so not even any slippage there. There is some liquidity to be had on this stock, but this is insane. Like, I'm not sure why it didn't just halt up. That's 270 to 310.
Turning like butter, baby.
Why is this not halting to the upside again? At this point, what are we even talking about? This is now turning into like absolute and utter nonsense of a squeeze.
What?
This is not, like, it's not Volkswagen.
Is nonsense?
Trust me, it's not Volkswagen, but it is getting insane. It's about to halt up at 315.37.
Kaboom.
And at this point, I don't know, like, you could have had any one of these halts to the long side. There's liquidity to get long on the bid every time it goes into a halt state, but I'm hunting for the short because buying at this price is completely and utterly insane to me. I won't do it. So I'm going to wait around for that short trade and eventually going to try and catch it.
We did get this 126.60 there out. Sorry, what am I talking about? 126.74 out right there for $1.95.
Money,
on AMD as we are at our highest spot we've been at all day right now. We do get out of our Fisker right here as well. We talked about getting some of that out. Now we have 10% of that position left as we take them all out on the upside. We take a piece out right there at 1748 or 47 off that long. So we're still waiting for an 80 dip, a 17 dip again to buy a little bit more there on FSR. Brendan's a busy guy today. What up, Beeb?
XELB, XL Brands on a halt here now as well. 52% just blasted through 2 on a volume spike, guys. So this was doing absolutely nothing. 2 trades and then rips up to a halt for XELB.
Yeah, and that OLB starting to slow down.
Ooh, so
it could be this head and shoulders, by the way. So remember that 860 area. It goes right to 850 and then turns around again. So I'm going to duck out of the last third here and take it out at around $8. If it's not going to sustain a break, I'm going to start going back into scalp mode for this. So you get the short off the whole price. You get the long off the break into that head and shoulders pattern. Just looking back over, I mean, Lucid, which, you know, there's other stocks happening in the market. Lucid never comes close enough to that 35 for a reload. It doesn't break 33.70 to continue its push to the downside. So I'm sort of sitting comfortably in this short position, looking for a 33 break ultimately. That's what I'd like to see. I don't wonder if everyone's talked about how Tesla could be turning into a bit of a meme stock. I'm not saying that it is, but it is worth noting when things went absolutely you-know-what crazy on Avis there, Tesla started pulling back and is now back into VWAP. So just a gut call here. When the turn happens on Avis, which I think obviously it's going to happen at some point, you could see a bit of a bid for form in Tesla as money goes from one thing to another. Under Armour getting back up towards that 26, but it looks like that break might be a bit failed. I want to be covering a bunch of the dip buy on the way to that 26 level and only holding a third of Under Armour for that 26 break. But I think Tesla might get that money back into it after we see cars settle down a little bit. Brendo?
I feel like we were talking about this esports entertainment on the short side at one point as well, but It's only 6%, so it's not terrible. But GMBL, big move today, 18%. There was Roth Capital initiating coverage on esports entertainment today, guys.
Okay, I saw that name going crazy, and I wasn't sure what was going on with it, so that makes sense now on that name. So GMBL, we can have a definite look at that. I was just, Fisker right now is getting near some areas of concern here. As look at the market, we're starting to dip down, so I think we can probably hold off on this. But I mean, we are low now. Do I still have my Fisker stop? And yes, I do. So I think we could start buying some FSR right here, guys. It's dipped down a lot on this move down. Obviously, I'm going to say Tesla. I mean, Neil just covered a little bit of that. Tesla goes to the downside as well. We'll pick up some more Fisker right now, giving us an average price of 17, as it looks like it still wants to go to the downside. So we're still going to be here for it. But there it is, a nice little pickup on FSR. Like I cannot believe how lucky we'll spit the money out, because Fisker's been profitable name for us, but we're lucky. I can't predict this move in the NASDAQ happening downside there, but we were lucky enough to notice that Fisker was in this area of concern. So we may get stopped out now. Again, we didn't take a big position there it is. So we didn't take a big position there on Fisker as we get stopped out. You saw my average price was 17 there, breaks through 17 and now to the downside. So we are out of Fisker. Really nothing, no damage really done. We're still up on Fisker today, so a good trade. I think we could buy some now though. That was a big flush down. We'll try to find some areas. I think it's just market related down to that 1670 area. So let's buy a little bit more Fisker here.
And the SPEA looks like it just held a bit at 1150 for you guys, and there's a buyer at 1166. This is the current imbalance on CAR. It's been like a few hundred shares. Now it's a $300 stock, right? So I don't think you're going to see a gigantic imbalance, and only about 30 to 40,000 shares in total volume, looking like it's going to be there on that imbalance. So we'll see what happens when it opens back up. But there's other things happening, because I think we have about a minute to go there. We're going to go to Brendan quickly, but that SPEA, this is what I was talking about, holding that 1150 and a bit of a buyer. That was the only price worth buying a dip. It's now held that price, so I like catching something in front of this buyer at 65. Brendo?
So Hire Car, which is a car sharing type of rental type deal as well, starting to go, which is HYR, I believe. Hold on, I'll double check. HYRE, big spike there as well, guys, on volume. This one is significantly smaller, so 18.6 million free float on that. That is shorted as well, about 8%. So HYRE starting to go as well.
Just keep in mind, every single one of these sympathy plays is likely to fall like an absolute rock the second that Avis falls to the downside. So we open back up here. It's still streaming to the upside. Now 330. So 330 with a 340 top, just going absolutely nuts in stock still. Insane.
Insane. And that's why, I mean, we could say it over and over again. And, a lot of people probably caught short, but that's why you see Neil tried short 3 times, but out of them. Like, that's the thing. If you hold on to this, it's a not career ender, but,
I've seen it happen.
Month ender, maybe, if you keep on trying the short, but you got to wait for key levels. Obviously shorts will come in on that one. Because Jeff Mendel took us to Super Chicken, I'll call up here HTZZW with the warrants right now on Hertz. So you can see this is another name that you might want to look at trading. Volume still 2.5 million shares, so a decent spot there. Okay, we said one more time here on Fisker. So finding some levels. It's probably still ripping up there. I don't know if anybody's short that name or not, but watch out on CAR. Hopefully it's.
Oh my goodness! It just resisted a 350 halt and then breaks 350 to the upside again, and it just resisted a halt a second time through. So it's now resisted halts twice. I'm short because it resisted that halt, but that almost seems like it could be crazy. Going into another one here. Let's see if we get liquidity out. Yeah, able to get it. Oh, that was a fake out again.
Damn.
So I'm telling you, like, the way to actually do this right is I should have every short should be a star. Like, it should be in and out in that same range. That one I actually take a hit because you have a bigger, wider open range. But that's because it's now resisting a halt potentially 3 times in a row. So 3 times above 350, it's resisting a halt, and I keep taking the short off of these highs. Brendo?
Here comes another sympathy play, guys. Car Lots, which is LOTZ, just starting to go here. Not a huge move yet, but big volume coming into lots now as well.
Wow. Yeah, so let's look at that. LOTS, I guess, lots. There's a couple different car names you can get out there too. AutoZone, things like that. Was that? Oh, LOTZ, yeah. Whenever you see me struggling there, just yell over LOTZ there. Too busy looking at charts there, Brendo, but that's a good play. Wow, good call there. And if you're following Brendan, then you're doing pretty damn good on some of these names. So lots right now starting to move to the upside on some sympathy there. 450 and change. I mean, it's just a big beat, guys. Like I don't understand why it's going this crazy. We did talk about
it's just
it's just a 22% short there interest on that name. So that's why CAR keeps getting blown out to the upside. Wow. Lots right now into some areas of concern for me. $5 maybe on a break if you can get that. But again, let's not get too crazy. Let's just stick with what we're doing the best right now. And we'll just continue with another positive, big time positive momentum day for us. All off the stick. Look at the names we're trading here. Tesla, UAA, Fisker, Ford we forgot to look at, AMC as well. Look at AMC, guys. This has been a real fun one to trade today. Not really. And I just say that with tongue in cheek a little bit there because it hasn't done much. We've had to get out there. I was waiting at 20. What was I waiting at here? 24. Okay, so it only got as high as 22 there, but we did take a piece out there at 14 one more time. Now I'm going to cancel this offer at 24. See if we can't go higher. We should be able to take that out and then come up to here, 37.50, 37.40, something like that as we try to defend some bottoms here on AMC. Fisker now goes right back into the money for us. We're long at 97. We talked about that, man. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 here today on what was a big day for me. So let's just keep on paying attention to some of these names, man. I talked about Disney being disappointed. Lucid down to $34, and there goes lots, man. $460 right now.
So I'm going to be holding through this one, guys. I always take half out on the reopen on wherever it happens to open. Who even cares? SBEA did find another bid at 11.50, but there's somebody selling shares randomly at 11.90 to 11.92. You can see right here it's been holding up for a few minutes. If it breaks that, I'm thinking VWAP at best. So like 12.40 is going to be a first out in front of 12.50. 75 and 13 evens are going to be the other two levels there. Just going over the other positions while CAR is in this halt. Under Armour did make its press back up towards that 26 price. The 26 break was no good, but dipping at VWAP was actually a pretty good call. I'm going to get a bunch out in front of 26 because that's still resistance on the daily chart. And then if it tries to break through, hold just a portion of that position. And then BAOS, that stock is still down at $2. We're short at $3. Yeah. Who cares? Lucid about $1 in the money. But the real cause for concern for me is obviously going to be CAR, because Avis is absolutely, it's 20% short interest, but you have to keep in mind, like, it's not about the number of the short interest. It's also about the fact that it was cheap to short, so anybody can short this thing as a day trader, and people are going in and out of this, churning shares through, and it just continues to squeeze. Now, is it going to come back in? Of course it will, but predicting that is not an easy game to be played, even if sometimes you're successful doing it. Brendan's looking at that BAOS.
Hey guys, yeah, a few that we were dealing with in the pre-market kind of, been put to the back burner now, obviously, with everything else going on. So quickly, we'll recap a few. BAOS, this gave it all back before the open. It's done absolutely nothing since the open. So tons of volume in the pre-market, tons of opportunity in the pre-market. As soon as the market opened, it just went to sleep. WIMI, I was talking about that long up to 650, 660. Obviously never happens, but this ends up being a really nice fade all the way back into basically where it's been over the past couple of days. If you go out to the daily chart, I want to mention this one as well. BBLG ends up being a great opportunity right before the open at 7. Very, very expensive to short on this one, but great opportunity. I missed that one all the way down to 540, 530 for BBLG as well. Guys.
Huh. I actually thought we didn't have locates on BBLG. That's why I didn't even look at it. But good look there, Brendan. We are 1 minute away. 1 minute away from the open of CAR, and I see you guys are talking about HYRE, also making power moves. Look, I know there's a lot of stocks moving around here, but only one of them is currently the granddaddy, and that's going to be Avis. Worth noting that Tesla. Okay, so I thought it would catch a bid when things settle down. Nah, I just caught a bid anyways because it doesn't care. Like Tesla back up to that 1200. It did break 12 and then had a bit of a push to 1210, which oddly enough is around the push that it had, sort of the last time it broke an even dollar level. And then we'll see if it can take out 12 a second time here, but we're seconds away, probably 30 seconds away from the reopen on Avis, which, to me is like, I can't keep my eyes. It's going to be the only thing I'll probably look at today, and apologies for that, guys. It's just, I have 4 other stocks that I'm in, but this is the one, like, you don't see opportunities like this come around very often, so every now and then something's going to take your attention, and that's what's going on in Avis. It's not Volkswagen. If it was Volkswagen, it would already be at 1,000, just to put that in perspective.
Yep. And again, we're going to stick to, like I said, man, we're going to stick to what we do best here, man. And that is trade these big cap names and just continue to hammer all these opportunities for you guys through and through, man. Under Armour right now. There it goes. Avis does open a car. You must go over to that. It just opened up there. It tanked down, right? So
I took some, but I had 49 price. So I took some out on the open, which is essentially flat. Now I'm just holding because I think it could halt multiple times down. I want to get more shares on a halt down. If I can I even get any? Give me a break.
Oh
now you're not going to give me any liquidity. See, that's the thing. Like, give me a, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got to average it.
Oh, there we go. I just got some shares to the short side to add to my position. So now I got a 321 short as an average. I had some at 349. And again, follow your own plan. I'm clearly shorting this one. I could have opted not to take any shares out on the reopen. And that's fine. Like that, I basically threw away a $30 on a portion of my position. You'll say, why would you do that? That's ridiculous if you believe in the short. Well, look what happened before it halted down. It went up to 385. So what's the other side of that? I hold the whole position, it breaks that top and goes 400. Like, even if you're doing something like this, which could move a lot, you still have to have a plan. You're not going to see me deviate from the whole, if I'm in a halt, no matter what direction, I'm taking some of it out on that reopen play because that's where your base liquidity is going to be. Look, it just calmed down. Tesla at this moment, right at 1,200, so it kind of worked out that this came down and Tesla went up. Of course, Tesla already did that. As usual, I will cover some on the reopen. I will hold some for a further move down. I think all to the world, this could be back at 230, the original halt price up. So if it ends up being a $100 winner, fine. Just remember, I started shorting it $100 before. And every single time you see my short and out not overlapping each other, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. This one here was a mistake. I should never have been trapped at that 340 short because then I'm losing like $10 in a trade where before I was risking less than $5 every single time.
All right, there we go. AMC with a nice little move to the upside. So again, if last time we hit this, it didn't really work. So we'll see if we can do this. Take this out right now. It actually goes up to 40. We were waiting in here 50. Didn't hit for us, but there it goes. Still making moves to the upside. Hopefully AMC now. It just tried there, man. It tried to go. So we'll see that if that can go upside there as well. Under Armour still making its moves. You guys talked about right there. Stopped. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people stopped on OLB, stopped on cars as well. I mean, I think
OLB through the top. I didn't see that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and I think you even said for yourself right there, even if it goes $100, it'll make back what you lost. But you still need to stay in the game, and I think that's a good point there for that. If you're going to still short it, just don't make that your last trade, if you know what I'm saying, for that. So there it goes,
I like
man.
that quote.
Yeah, there it goes. A nice one. Nice move to the upside right here for AMC finally. There it is. So we'll take that out. And we're going to go perfect today. Not too many trades, but we're waiting for opportunity. I'm still waiting for this to take out 26. So Under Armour has been a real early trade for us. We got it right off the open. That was a great fill for us at 25 flat. We've basically have the low of the day here. And so now we have to wait to see what happens at 26 in change. I'm still waiting for that to happen. Fisker trying to get off the bottom. We have some outs around 1680 if that tanks down to the downside. But let's just continue to watch. I mean, interested obviously in OLB and on cars. What's up, Brendo?
A few other things moving around, guys. Eli Lilly having quite the day. They've officially withdrawn their application or review from EU drug regulators for their antibody treatment of COVID-19. So you would think that's maybe not necessarily a positive, but nice look here for LLY up 3%.
Let's go, Eli Lilly. Why not? I mean, there's some healthcare names which pulled back a couple of days ago that you're seeing some strength in. OLB, again, like I said, I got out of this long that we had the reversal here at 820. It got back below 8 even. I guess I didn't believe. I don't know why I didn't believe in that one a little bit more. It held a nice level at 750. That's a higher low. It reclaimed the whole price. I mean, that's everything that you want to see out of a bullish move. Now it's up to $10. So I'm not chasing it. You're now looking at a potential $10 break. There's nothing to look at until you get essentially past this $10 level and it gets absolutely crazy. So that it turned around here at 988 doesn't surprise me. I just don't think you can long up at these prices. It's got to break 10 and go. Otherwise, pull back in and find support at VWAP. We're about a minute away from the reopen on car there. It's a small sell imbalance. It's not very big, but the buy imbalances weren't big either, and you saw what happened anyways.
Palantir did go down to 26, and I missed that opportunity. We did take out some Fisker right there. Long 95s, out 04s. It's another 9 cents. All we're trying to do right now is kind of like just stack up the cash and make sure it doesn't fall out of this wheelbarrow right now. AMD was finally, get down, says Greg. There, he's talking about cars right there. He's like, get down. Okay, so we'll watch that. I'm sure Trader Prad, hopefully he's up on car, because I know that's been a tough run here today. NQ right now for Hut. You want to talk about something that may be going crazy for a long time. What about Hut 8 mining right now, as Ethereum 44.80 right now? It looks like it made the high of 4,500. Basically on Coinbase, it comes within $3 of 4,500. Dips down to 44.60 there. No dip really. And now we'll see if it can come back to the upside. We're talking about dollars here. We're talking about 4,500, right? So a lot of names coming into play right there. As there goes Car, Neil, up to the upside, but still 306, 307 or so. Let's call up Car right now. I know you're on it, but there's 312. I mean, this is just a violent game right here.
Yeah, I mean, it just held 301. It looks like, so 300. It looks like, so it came up. I got the reopen at 309, so 321 was the average price. Now it's looking to try and break this 300 level. It kind of makes sense to me. If this catches a bid at 301, I'd watch out. OLB, by the way, just took it out. It could have halted to the upside now. OLB just got taken out to the upside, so just went long on OLB.
Cars.
But Car comes right back in to the upside. I don't think the sell is actually done yet, because you're seeing it try to break, looking like a bit of a failed break. 330 is the current high. Crazy stock. But that reopen did give you a nice winner. It just checked up at 300, and I think 300 is the new resistance. If it tries to take it out again, I'll probably get a few more shares out on that bid. There we go. We just got that one at 300. And I'm still holding on to some of this, because I believe VWAP or 230 could still be in play. And if it's below 350, that lower high, it still feels like a bit of a short to me.
334?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all over the place. Now, keep in mind, the original short top here, you're looking at a 360 halt, and you're looking at a 350 level, which was that high where you had to take some out on that reopen. So those are the big levels on Car. Looks like it's trying to come back, and I got about half back. If it breaks to 400 again, obviously I'm not going to get it all back.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one to get back today, but good battling there today for sure. As I'm sitting here just in amazement of this Cars, guys, I'm going to keep my money in my pocket. If it halts again, though, I mean, how many halts is it going to take before this thing finally comes back to life a little bit here? Sorry, my chart is on HUD 8 there. Car still up 90%. What's up, Brendo?
One from the energy group just halted, guys, for news pending here. This is D in New York, down about 0.5%, but right at $75 here. Again, this is A. I'll show you in a sec. News pending halt for Dominion Energy Incorporated. So heads up if you are looking at energy stocks today. It's 10:30. Speaking of what is happening elsewhere, let's have a look at what's happening over in Europe. Ms. V is watching what's going on over there. What's up?
Hey Brendan, European markets are mixed. Earnings are in focus. Meal kit delivery HelloFresh trading in Germany is up around 20% after raising its sales outlook for 2021. Back to you.
Yeah, remember, guys, if you're trading over in Europe with the time change here, it's now 12:30 our time close versus last week it was 11:30. So an extra hour to go over in Europe, guys.
Yeah, it's valid point. Thank you, Ms. V.
I forgot.
Yeah, for that one. Here's Dominion right now halted. It doesn't, not halted on any big news. I mean, well, we'll see what the news is, but no real movement here, so it's not a volatility halt. Obviously, it's going to be news pending, so we could talk about that one quick time. AMC, again, you know, we took it out. So, I mean, these charts today, we took some out there at 37.30, so AMC's been a positive name for us today, and we're still happy with that one.
Let's go.
There was a name that I was looking at, NIO right here. NIO coming to the upside. What do you have on board there?
No, so there's a seller at 350 even pretty much. So I was able to catch a reload off at 350 right into 330. So, and again, this is playing off a couple of things here. Remember that reopen price on the down halt? That was right at 350. So that's sign one. The halt up, the last one was at 360. So you have 2 points of interest there, 350 and 360. Then you had an iceberg seller, and that's, you know, it wasn't even an iceberg. It was someone just jammed shares that were actually on the offer at 350. And then I was able to grab that short. I'm still holding on to a core position for what I think could be the ultimate flush. If this is a lower high that can't be broken, it could take out 350 and maybe this isn't over. And I'm going to stop out if it breaks that price and then hunt for a rejection at that wick high at 385. But if this does flush, VWAP feels like a minimum at 280, 230 still feels like a bit of a bottom. Like I call it a target range of 230 to 250 where it might settle down. But hey, there goes 350. I always want to have tight stops. If it halts to the upside, I don't know how anyone can take a long halt at this point. It feels crazy to me. But I'm going to keep going back for the short. Was able to get half back, like I said, unless we really crack down. I think that's the only way I'm getting the rest of it. Now we want to see if it can actually 360 is now holding for another fake halt. I mean, so what I'm talking about for halts, by the way, is you can't trade higher than this 62 price. So for 15 seconds, it can only go down, not up. If it holds that price for 15 seconds, it halts. If it doesn't, then it must mean that it's coming back in. So when I said it was fake halts that got me in here at about 350, that's what I mean. Like 2 or 3 times it was a fake halt. This is now the 3rd time it's trying to halt at the halt band of 360.62, and you're seeing it enough selling come in that it's resisting those levels. That can mean that maybe it's done or slowing down. That's also the same lower high, but it's going to halt up.
No.
I held through the last halt up, but if it rejects this one, I might just enter into the short. No, it doesn't. So it's now halted. I took this last time through that same price that it halted, and it ended up being a solid trade. The halt down was a decent trade here, but realistically, that 350 reload was pretty good for 20 bucks. I kind of wish I'd taken it all out at this point, but I don't think this story is done by any stretch of the imagination. If it tries to go up and fails a 400 level, I'm going to try that as well. Other things are happening in the market, and I'm just going to go BAOS. Like, this is like, by the way, in like Comsville, BAOS is at $1.87. I'm bidding at 180, just on the off chance that we get a fill down here. Like, I took out too many shares too early, up around 260. Now we're just holding about $1 in the money. SBEA, while all this was going on, yeah, here we go. I can zoom back out for you guys to be able to see this. There you go. SBEA took out, so we had that 1150, well, long in front of 1150. It stalled out, broke that 40 level. Then it breaks the only support it had left at that quarter mark. So now I'm like, I shorted this for the first time at 1460, and now I'm shorting through a break of 11 and a quarter. That says a lot about how this day is going. Crazy price action all over the place. Avis isn't done. SBEA feels like the long is done. Brendo.
So now it's just anything with something that relates to a car in the title, and you just hit buy, guys, because here we go. Auto Web now, 25%. Big volume coming into Auto Web at $4 there. This is another kind of car sharing type of deal, so AUTO.
Well, obviously, AutoWeb. I mean, everybody knows about AutoWeb, Brendo. Yeah, welcome to Comsville. Like Neil said, where the money, our only problem is trying to get a bigger wheelbarrow here. Look at AMC, $37.50 right now. A nice 50-cent win as it's making some of these moves. I think this is near our target right now. If we can get something out in the middle here, I think that's what we should do. So AMC right now making some moves to the high side. And you know what? Let's just, let's take a piece out if we can get it a little bit above 50 here, 50 and change. I mean, what am I even doing? Why not just take 49s out there instead of worrying about that 50? But here comes 50 again. Let's see if it can break it. Nah, it can't. Okay, so okay, there it is. We just got some out there, 52 or 51. Sorry, 56. Wow. All right, now we're starting to rock and roll. So we still have a piece on board right now. As there it is, man. AMC. We're at our highest spot we've been at all day long here, and we're still holding out for UAA to break right now. This is a good trade for me. We talked about it. This is on the sticky note here today, and if you're following long, great. If not, just please try to have a look at it. I got to figure out this. I think my camera took in consideration some of this light here as we use the new Pixel 6 here. Buy 1170 Tesla, right? Wow, failed on that one there because we thought we put the order and we missed it. That would only be $50 in the money. UAA, big beat, right? We're long that name, $1 in the money. Fisker, top stock for me today. Ford, we didn't look at that today. We should do that. Base of AMC, let's go long, guys. Let's look for 38. That's why we're getting some out now on AMC. And then 125.50 on AMD. AMD actually my #1 stock today. So I'll put the, I know Nightbot is going crazy right now, but I'll put my link there in the chat for you guys as well as, yeah, AMC again. That's why we talk about that, man. 36.50. That's the low of the day. That's exactly where we wanted it. And there it goes, man. It's a hot dog kind of day. We don't wearing our hot dog costume today, but there it is. 70 cents now in the money for AMC as we fire them off. 85 cents now. And UAA trying to make some moves. And then, of course, the #1 portfolio position. Super happy with that as we take out new all-time highs on Mr. Softy today as that continues to go. Oh, yeah. And by the way, AMD, my #1 stock on the day as we took $2 clean on that move. Should have had a little bit more.
Good look, Dan McIsaac, and you're welcome. But here's opportunity cost of looking at car. Remember that 10 break on OLB? So it looks like I keystroked my stop order, which should have been, down towards that previous breakout price. And this is what happens, right? Like, so you make one small mistake there, and it's now $2. It just resisted a halt OLB to the upside. Resisted the upside halt at 12. It looks like about 12.10 or so and coming back in. But that 10 break, what a monster move. We're open up in about 30 seconds on Avis, but that's a big time. This is what I mean. So like when he resists a halt, sometimes you just pull back $1.50. Avis hasn't really been doing that. It's been holding those highs when it resists that halt. But OLB off to the races. That could have been. Sometimes you see a bit of a top. When it resists a halt after a move like that, it could be a top. But when CAR opens back up, I want to see 400 at this point. Like at this point, it'd be better if it got to 400 than anything else, or like 500 or something ridiculous like that, because then you could really dig into something into the short side. SBA, I got some out of a scalp trade in front of 11. It's back to about 11.20. And Under Armour, I'm holding the last of my shares on the off chance that it actually holds this 26 level, which it hasn't been able to do.
There it is, CAR back in. Yeah, we did get out of that AMD. It does look like it's coming back into the upside right now. CAR, Avis, back open. And yeah, we said he'd be going crazy, Neil, going long, but I don't know which way. I mean, it was just 380 there, and now it's 350. So, I mean, like I keep saying, make sure you hold, your cards close, have your outs relatively tight. And again, we talked about setting your orders to routing. If you do have that option, please do that, because, I mean, you want to make sure that you're going to catch all of the liquidity, because now it's fine actually, but when it does open up, they're like, actually it's pretty good liquidity. It's like $2 now. I mean, this is fine. It's actually worse than some other names. But right now, CAR does look like it is now making that bottom move one more time to the bottom. If it does halt, I'll try to short it for the first time here today, but we're not going to get too carried away right now at these levels, but we'll see where it goes. Look, a halt could bust this thing upside as well. So I have no idea, but we're going to watch CARs right now as that's starting to move around. Sorry, CAR, Avis, that 350 might be a level. What are these tops here? 360 maybe, a top level rate.
350, 360 are the levels. I mean, I got something in the middle here at like a 44. I'd only add if it was close to that 60. I think, was that a call for Brendo?
I believe so. What's up, Brad?
One stock not having a good day, guys. Open Door Technologies, interesting couple of days of headlines here. They've launched some new software related to Realtor.com. So they're going to do real-time offers on Realtor.com. And they're also coming to Canada. So get ready, Canada, for Open Door. They've announced some hiring plans for Canada. Down, though, yeah, big time. But big bounce off 21 there for Open.
All right, there was some Zillow as well I saw yesterday, but a nice little bounce off there for Open Door as we talk about that. We could still look at cars, but I'll go to Open Door right now. 370 right now for CAR as, no idea. 375, 376. Like, this is starting to go upside.
Yeah, there's tops out.
385, 380, 390
wow, is this still
right
going?
now, guys.
400's coming.
Go long on this name. I don't know why I'm not, but I can't get my head wrapped around it.
So it's insane.
I'm going to stay away and just do what I do best right now and walk on water and stay safely away from CAR right now. Again, look at that. Just takes out the tops there, Neil, and
now right back.
Now right back. So this to me would be, I can't do this because I'd be pulling out whatever hair I have, and that's not a good idea for me. So we'll stay away on that one. Apple, Microsoft, all the big guys is what I like to look at right there. Greg clapping like crazy. I hope you have that big short there. We're going to see what.
Yeah, it just resisted the top there. That was probably it. I might have made top wick. Like, I might have made close to top wick there. It looks like it resisted the high. I'm going to play, something else just came out there. SBA just came back into the upside. But if this is a double top, which it looks like it could be, I mean, certainly, looking at 385-ish, I mean, certainly looks like that top. 388 maybe even. So 75 looks like a good short. 50 breaking or holding at this point, you could still get a halt down. I'll play the halt down trade for this, even though it wasn't that big. But the second time through, if it makes a double top, I think the halt down is going to be a great trade. It is time for Sec to watch, so we do have to go to Brennan.
All right, quickly, guys, a look at how things are shaping up for the S&P. We are positive 0.3. That's the first thing to know. Arista is having just an amazing day. Annette, ANET, almost 24% to the upside after a blowout report for them as well. ZBRA, JNPR, another couple of earnings names. But again, today, it's a board full of earnings reports offsetting other earnings reports and leaving the market pretty much flat. There's Under Armour, 17%. We were going to talk about this in the pre-market, but we didn't get to it. It's just different class of shares. I saw a couple people asking UA versus UAA, just different class of shares, but 17% for UAA to the upside. Just look at the one that's doing the most volume. That's the easy way to do it. Ben over here, another one, 7% in the financial group. Mosaic reported 9% to the downside. Match as well. MTCH I saw going by a couple of times, 5% to the downside. So these are all earnings names. EXPD, LDOS, ROL, and the industrials as well, all reported. So again, just a lot of earnings reports kind of offsetting each other, leaving the market kind of flat. We are positive though, 0.3 for the S&P, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, the market is up. And here comes, look, I mean, it's coming up to that top again. It's about 365, 370, 390, 388 is going to be that high of the day on CAR. OLB, by the way, that got right back to 11. You're still holding 26 on Under Armour, which that's turning out to be a much bigger level than I anticipated, even though I got out of most of my shares on Under Armour. That could turn into a bit of a short. So here's another rejection at 370. Look, it could be a bit of a reload here for me at that top. We'll see what happens. I don't want to chase too far. I want to get a good price if I can catch it. So here comes 370. Gimme, always gets. Don't you know your manners yet? I just got 69s. Okay, yeah, I just got 69s. That just happened.
Okay, so now it's at 85. So, I mean, this is the problem with this thing. At some point, I hope, and I just, wow, it was just going to 4 bills right now, guys, all the way to the upside. And I did want to say a shout out to you, Jude Fernando, because your honesty is really what I appreciate the most. And that is that you mentioned that you're trading 10 shares, right? And I think that that's honestly like something that you have to think about when you're trading these names is risk profile, right? And where are you with those 10 shares, you know? And even on 10 shares, you can either lose a ton of money or make a ton of money. So watch your levels here as you finally come up to 400. Like I said, I'm going to keep all my money in my pocket, but I think that I was just going to say there's a good short there at 400, but it just dropped. Like, look at that, man. Wow. I mean, I don't know if I hear you hitting keys, Neil, but I can keep it on here as it's right up to 390, 391, 392 and change, but testing that 4 bills level right here.
Yeah, I mean, 4 goes, and it's like, you just got to get out of it. I mean, and here at prices, like, shorting 96, 97, you could have had 96, 97.
See ya!
Instead, I had like 386. I mean, I've got like a reversal to the long side, but like, who even cares? Like, I'm going to immediately scalp that up, only because it's 400. And then if it rejects, I think it could absolutely flush. At this particular point, this is more along the lines of 400 is going to go. It's like, if you can't beat them, join them. I think this is almost done, in my opinion, but I've been wrong the entire way up. If it breaks like 394, I'm not even trying to hold this any further. It's now halting to the upside, and the only reason I'll even hold it through a halt long is because I absolutely happen to have that 400 anyways. I just gotta forget it. I'm not even trying to go for the long side of this trade. We're gonna get in and out of that long and then still look for that short opportunity. And again, every single time, what I want these to look like is an overlapping triangle, ideally, because that will mean that I got in and out at least close to the same price. Otherwise, I mean, 500? Are we actually talking about 500? I had one long on a 400 break and got out of that instantly. And from there, I mean, I don't know if you wait for anything, 450, 500, and as long as you can have tight stops, I think you can be okay. But this is an insane stock, and for me, this is an opportunity that I've never really seen anything like this before. I can't condone taking a long, but it's about to halt 408.75, and I was about to hold the long that I had, and then I remembered, like, give me a break. I cannot go long and hold up at these prices. It's insane to me, and I'm just not willing to do it. It might end up being a gigantic winner. Like, I finally went to the long side, and maybe it's a $100 trade. But at this point in the game, I'm not going to break the rules. You know, I'm going to still look for the trade that makes sense to me, where I know the risk to reward is. If this thing opens and even makes a run at 500, at some point, this is going to have like a $100 to $150 retracement. The key is sort of to stay alive during it. So while I'm not up in the stock, there's absolutely no chance. I'm also not shut down for the day, otherwise I wouldn't still be trading. And you have to manage your risk. So every single time I get into a trade, I'm managing to keep it to about 20 to 30% of my daily shutdown, which I never want to do more than that. It's been a while since we said that, but usually about 20% is the max that I want to lose of our daily loss limit on any one given trade. So I can be in and out of this. I mean, I've made 35 executions, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If you count the long, 12 separate trades, 11 shorts and 12 longs, and I've managed not to get shut down on it, which, you know, you can call that a feat in of itself. I don't think it is, because I could have just gone long off the start. Although I said candidly to Sean, you know, I could see myself getting shut down on this one, because when you see a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I still think now at this point it could be a $200 drop when it goes, there's no chance I want to miss this one. No chance.
Yeah, and the drop's going to be coming soon because another halt right there at 408. Like at some point, guys,
probably should have held the line.
Something needs to make some sense. So we'll wait to see here. $38 there to the upside, but for AMC right there, just watching out for this play. And we're also watching, we're watching everything here. So we're watching some Ethereum as that's starting to make some moves to the downside as well, and starting to make some money on that. So there's lots of stuff here. Just trade what you make your best money in, including like HUD 8, right? HUD 8 today, a nice move to the upside, 15.25. Watch some of these crypto plays there. Trading a little bit, not much. I have been trading some ETH on the side here on the pink sheet. So shout out to Jeff Mendel. It's not many trades, but it's there on Ethereum. So we do look for that trade to come through at some point again as well. Fisker back, not doing much, but it's Fisker. So let's see where we expect from here on them. So Fisker right now, $17. A good trade for me so far today on that name, as you guys have seen. So yeah, everything doing well for us. AMD was a good trade back to the upside, 26 and change. So thank you guys for pointing that out, as AMD looks like it's trying to make some moves here. Again, upside. Just another name to watch out for, though. We like AMD, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you don't get blown out again trying to defend some of those bottoms. A completely different name than what Neil's trading over there on cars, right? These are all like names that are very, very calmed down. Tesla did make a move back in, so I'm not going to take that I don't think it's going anywhere either. But we're not going to take that 1175 now. We missed that break right there. So if we can come back down and settle down here, we're going to pass it off to memes and movers. And so Miss V.
Oh, wow, DWAC.
Is going to be trading. Is DWAC coming off now? Yeah, down 8%.
That makes sense.
They're going to be trading Tesla. So we can go over and fire off. If Miss V is ready, I can ask her if she's been trading Tesla today. But we'll see down to 1180. We don't have Miss V on the show as much anymore because she's focusing on making the best show possible for memes and movers. Who was that a throw to? Miss V. What up, Miss V?
Hey, Sean, thanks for asking. First of all, crazy car. And talking about Tesla, yes, I've been trading. $7 gain per share long trade, and $4 gain per share for short trade for me today.
Short?
All right, Ms. V firing off the hot dogs. We'll see if some of those trades can come through. But thank you, Ms. V, and we're excited for the Memes and Movers show to continue rocking. So thank you so much. And on that note, guys, you just saw Ms. V. I made the call for her. We only have 1.1K likes. All the trading that Neil's been doing on cars, some of the winners that I've been having as well. I just hope that you guys are liking the show. Let's see if we can't get that bumped up a little bit. I don't know who down-clicked there, but let's see if we can get to 1.5, please, in the next 10 minutes. That would be cool. I'm shilling for likes right now. So if you haven't turned that little thumb blue, I think it is on your mobile, or black on your PC, please do that ASAP, because, hey, we're doing the show for free. We're actually planning on doing our afternoon, well, we are going to be doing our afternoon show as of Monday, 2 p.m. So it goes us until 11, then Miss V and Trader Pratt till 2, then us again, thanks, Brendan, from 2 to 4. Well, so Brendan knew that you guys wanted this, so he pushed it in all of our meetings.
It's true.
And it's coming back. So thanks to Brendan for that one, as we're coming back live at 2 p.m.
Quickly before a car opens back up, Under Armour, this is what 26 looks like on Under Armour, guys. I think we're both still holding along, but that's big time resistance on Under Armour. A car is open back up at 420. No, 420. Was that 420? No, it wasn't. 425. 425. So it actually comes back into 400. If it halts down, it's going to be another short for me. I mean, I don't care. It's like wherever it tries to halt down into, if it can hold that price, it's likely to start coming back in. From here, though, you're looking at 420. I mean, 425, fair enough, but 450 makes a little bit more sense, and 500 at this point. You have 450. The further it goes, the more patient that you have to sort of get here with where you think it might turn around. Either wait for the halt down if you're trying to look for a short, or just give it more room, because that 10% band gets bigger and bigger. So here comes 450. Why did it not just halt there? 380 to 440.
No, I don't think it touched 4 bills, because if it did, then it would have halted.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right?
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so we'll watch that. Thank you for the shout out on Fisker, though, guys. I mean, we're feeling like Superman here today. I know we don't have the super sexy names, but they're sexy enough to me today, because this is what we're doing, is stacking that cash up there as Fisker. Another one, man. We're absolutely, where are my Street Fighter fans? Because today Let's go, guys. Let's keep on going to the high side right now and just trade what we're doing today and make this money. It's 10:51. I hope we have some decent earnings coming through. There's Fisker. I mean, I love Fisker. I'm a holder of that stock. We haven't looked at Lucid yet today, but that's down to $34. What a great run Lucid had. I'm still hoping that Fisker can sort of go, wow. Neil, I mean, we should go over to Neil. I mean, I'm not even looking at car.
It's still going.
I
tried 450, and now you're trying 500. So, I mean, this is absolutely insane.
No, that's not another short, is it?
Oh, yeah, another short in there.
Oh, my God, Neil. Yeah, this short, you got to, I don't even know what to do now. 480.
There's no 480.
Are you going to short 500? I mean,
I want a fail break at 500.
I got to give a big shout out there to somebody in the chat, because someone in the chat said basically that everybody was nuts because this thing's going to 5 bills. So congratulations, whoever that was. I hope you're able to cash in on that prediction, because you ain't wrong. 490s is good enough to 500 to me. So wow, what a great call on that one.
490. So now it's going to halt at 490, which doesn't make any sense. It's like a 20% move. 20% move for the last halt. So I'm not sure the rules of the halts, but anyways, 489.96.
This is going to go to the upside again, man.
I think 489.96 is your current price. It's going to try to resist the halt.
You can get long
5
right
seconds
now
away.
if you want it.
There's
literally
lots of liquidity to go long. I don't know. Like the halt long, it feels crazy, but then it would have worked. It would have worked every single time. Like nobody wants to join the halt long at this particular point, and I don't even want to play. Like I played one time into the short on the halt, but that one at 450. So that one, my stop, by the way, didn't work. That's why I actually got. And that's the problem. Like 450, you're then punching, and getting slipped like 20 bucks. So somehow still alive, of course, because you have to size appropriately. But this is absolute insanity, guys. Feel free to sit this one out. Most people probably would make sense to if you're going to be trading. 500. Seems like a pie in the sky, but it's getting there now. It's still not Volkswagen. Like I said, if it was Volkswagen, it would have been at $1,000 an hour and a half ago. It's a crazy earnings board. There's a couple of names on there that actually matter. One of them smack dab in the middle there, Brendo.
Yeah, while this thing is, halted, higher, by the way, all the way back. Some of the other ones we were talking about as well, coming all the way back, but amazing on car. Here we go. That's what you're looking at for tonight and tomorrow morning, guys.
What? Who? Lyft. So Lyft, obviously, I guess that's what happens when you have a nice pink logo. You could see it really super easy. Yeah, Activision, I know we'll talk about that with especially coming up in our memes and movers, as Pratt is all over those. XPO has made some moves in the past. T-Mobile's kind of boring. I see it on there. Zillow. So Zillow should be interesting on the right there due to, I don't know if it's your right or, hey, what's up? I like that move. You can sort of see through that right now, guys. Don't do that, because then no one can see. That's not MindMed. No, that's MyMed. I don't know what that is there. But I don't know, Chesapeake's on there. It looks like we're sort of getting away. Is that Norwegian Cruise Lines in the middle there? Yes, it is, in Spirit Air. So there's going to be a bunch to look at, but hey, who could have predicted this today? So we'll see which names we're looking at tomorrow. Stay in touch with you can take it off now there, guys. Stay in touch with our sticky note and our watch list every single day. Watch us on TraderTV.
Shout out to Bill Ackman. Herbalife's on there.
Live. Herbalife's in there. That was the best. That was the best moment in CNBC's history, in my opinion, anyways.
Yeah, pretty close.
I mean, there's been other ones. I'm sure I can Google it. I'm sure I'm missing major ones.
The 666 on.
I was going to say the Mark Haynes bottom there.
Mark Haynes bottom.
On rest in peace, Mark Haynes. But what a great
Under Armour just went, by the way.
Personality he was. I got out of Under Armour. So damn it, I got out of Under Armour at that 26 for a nice little cowbell winner there, man. This is another name that's on our watch list, that on the sticky note, that I only have 5 names on there, and today they all gave me this kind of reaction. So really happy, but we did take that out. Probably left a little bit on the table there with UA.
So if you guys, for anybody that doesn't know what we're sort of getting at there with the Herbalife thing, not during our show, but if you get a chance over the weekend at some point or in the evening, just take a quick little Google. Uncle Carl icon and Bill Ackman at it. Yeah, it was classic. I'm not
5 or 6 years ago.
I'm not picking sides. It was a few years back, but it was an interesting exchange over, I guess, short position and then a long-term holding from activist investor. It looks like we should be open up probably like right before we get out of here for you guys. But we talked about Under Armour breaking. It finally did. Still in some other positions here, obviously. One of them, Lucid, is coming right back up to that top, and then Under Armour finally broke out to that high. This is what it looks like on the daily chart on Under Armour. There is this 26.5 level, which still has to be broken. I think a hold through that break makes a heck of a lot of sense. The market's moving to the upside here, which is it's being overshadowed by what you're seeing happen in Avis, which will be open in about a minute or so. And again, I don't think anybody should be holding a short through the halts. I think that's a little bit more dangerous. Like if you get in and you get out and you have an out, that's a little bit safer of a play because you can control your losses every single time you make a trade. So you can sit this out if you don't want to be playing or trading in a name like this. You know, just remember what happened with DWAR. Just remember what happened with BKKT. Just remember what happened with GameStop and a load. Okay, I'm trying to pull up DWAC. Oh, because it's DWAC. My bad.
DWAR.
It's going to come back in. Now, predicting where that's going to happen, you can pick round numbers. You can pick a halt to the downside. Lots of ways that you can get into them. I also think, and keep in mind, when money goes into something fresh, it tends to come out of whatever the latest flavor was. That's probably a lot of the reason why DWAC is now at $55, just in my opinion. Like, it's going to drop down there that far. Because it runs out of momentum, and then you have CAR, which is sucking the life out of some of the other squeeze-type plays. So decent chance that maybe one of these catches a bid when we do finally get a pullback in. I don't know if it's going to be DWAC. I don't know if it's going to be Tesla, but something along those lines could be that relief rally, I suppose.
Yeah, who knows what it's going to be. Maybe it's going to be AMC, as we still have that
AMC,
one.
GameStop.
50 cents in the money as well. Oh, wow, that cracked 38. What's up, Ms. V? Let's see what day it is.
Hey guys, what a crazy morning. I hope you all been able to find some great opportunities and the whole trading day is ahead. So please join me and Prad for Memes and Movers to keep trading together and discuss all those hot names. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and happy National Deviled Egg, everyone.
Deviled eggs. Deviled eggs is nice, man. You got to have that paprika on the top of deviled eggs. So we definitely like that one as wow, Neil. Please don't tell me you went short again because
remember I said your short now is a failed break or a halt. Like you wanted to fail a break, which would have been going 500 to 505 and then coming back in. That didn't trap anybody long on the 500 break. And then it's no halt down either. So again, just to start expecting things to get absolutely out of hand above these prices because it was like free to short, meaning every day trade and their grandmother.
Did you say start getting out of hand?
Well, okay, fine. No, well, yeah.
This has been nuts.
Yeah, every day trader and their grandmother can be sitting in this short and then getting more shares all they want, right? So to the extent that people have huge shutdowns, I mean, if you have like a big enough stop, you could still be holding the short at these levels. Now holding up again at 535. Jeez. So failed break, halt down. Those are your targets. I mean, I don't know, like maybe 750 is crazy enough.
I mean, the Bulls. Where do you want to go with this one? Over here, guys? The Bulls are in on CAR 8.
Yeah, I'm not hyping this thing, though, guys. Please don't get caught. Just make your money. Make your money.
Or lose, like you were saying, lose a significant,
if you go long,
proportionate
take
amount.
Your profit.
Right, exactly.
Take your profit. This is now up 212% on the large cap company. Like
Yeah, I mean, but you just mentioned there exactly, like, it could just be going. Like, I agree, man. Don't hold everything. I mean, that's the one thing, but a pie in the sky bid of $1,000 or something, I have no idea where this is going to go. That's why I've stayed out of it. But it's been a fun day here. And yeah, those shorts have just been getting destroyed. I do believe that you can destroy this name backside again as well. That SBEA, they're starting to move. At some point, they gotta unhalt it, and that they gotta. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to do. I almost feel like in fairness of markets, it needs to stay open, but at the same time,
not at this point. Not at
it
this
just
point.
Can't do it. So anyways, a fun day here today. Hope you guys learned a little bit about what stocks can do if you've never seen anything like that. But
to be honest, I wasn't trading Volkswagen when it happened. I remember the event. I just, so this is a new experience because you've seen GameStop and other ones. This is a little bit different than those types of names, but it's not completely different. It's going to be obviously a heck of a lot moving. Trader Pratt and Ms. V are going to be on the ones and twos for you guys. Soon to be till 2 o'clock, but it's still the regular time for now. Let's go to Trader Pratt and Ms. V. Go get them.
Welcome back to Memes and Movers. This is Tuesday, November 2nd. This is the beautiful Miss V over here.
Thank you, Prad, and hey guys, thank you very much for joining us today. As usual, please be active on the chat, ask us anything, and make sure to like this video. We would really appreciate it. This is a crazy